Age is really just a number, but retirement is so much more than one. Edward Jones Financial Advisors want to know what you want out of your retirement so we can help you get there. Together, we can look at the big picture and make a strategy to help you reach your goals. Because you can't prepare for the unexpected if you don't know where you're headed. Call your local Edward Jones office to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC. In Plaquemine, call Kyle Robichaux. In Central, call Lance Moulon. And in Zachary, call Dennis Gomez.
Water is water, right? Not when it's Evermore. Smooth-tasting Evermore water is Mother Nature's masterpiece. Evermore is natural artesian water. Maybe you want a healthier lifestyle, a high-end athlete who wants better hydration, or a parent who wants something healthier for their kids. You want Evermore. EVAMOR. Evermore. Available at great local retailers.
Spring in South Louisiana means heavy pollen. Let Cajun Soft Wash help your business look its best. Their expert soft washing removes dirt, algae, and buildup from storefronts and parking lots. Trust Cajun Soft Wash. Certified, insured, and local. Schedule your cleaning at CajunSoftWash.com.
Maybe you've heard that word of mouth is the best advertising.
At Guaranteed Media, we agree.
We have the biggest mouths in town.
4 local radio stations featuring influencers from Baton Rouge.
Local radio speaks to local people.
And our stations have the audience you need.
Our marketing executives will help you fine-tune your message to reach potential customers more effectively.
To learn more,
visit 1045ESPN.com and click Connect. That's 1045ESPN.com and click Connect.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Thursday, April 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 81 in hour one of today's show. We'll take a first look at the upcoming SEC series this weekend between the LSU Tigers and Tennessee Volunteers. We'll also have some audio from everyone's favorite GM, Mickey Loomis, and we'll make our final predictions for the Saints as we enter round one of the 2025 NFL Draft. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome in. Brand new day of OTB. And it is draft day. That's right, baby. It is finally here. The days in which the course of your favorite NFL team will be set. The future. Will you be celebrating? Will you be denigrating? Will you be laughing? Will you be crying? Will you be tweeting? You'll probably be doing all of it. And you should do it all with us at Don Juan tonight. Our coverage is going to get underway at 7 p.m. With myself and River Shuey. We'll have the whole crew there. Eventually, Matt is working his way over from Lafayette as well. So it's going to be a great night in that regard. Come hang out, come smoke some cigars, have some drinks, and have some, most importantly, fun. And then rage at whatever Mickey Loomis tells you to do. Or whatever Mickey Loomis decides to do. Speaking of Mickey Loomis, he addressed the media yesterday. We will get to that a bit later in the hour. I want to talk a lot of LSU-Tennessee today as well. I guess I think I screwed this up. I have it in the document to start with LSU-Tennessee. Maybe we start with draft, actually, since it is the day. But where are my manners? I'm T-Bob Bear. Jacob Hester remains boots on the ground up in Lambeau in Wisconsin. Hoping to catch up with Jake today and see what it's been like thus far. We have our girl Alondra Villarreal here in studio. Alondra, what's up, girl?
What up? I was gonna be at the draft party today.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have to go to Lafayette with Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, if you don't want to go to Don Juan after you have to come back from Lafayette, then you don't have to. And I was like,
I don't understand.
Less.
You don't want to go?
I think it's more of like I'm gonna do this all day, Eagle, and then I'm going to go to Lafayette and do AFR, and then I'm gonna come back and love Don Juan.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever,
dude. Whatever.
But I'm not trying to sit in some smoke.
Okay. Well, good. It's how we separate the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah.
The real ones from the fair weather friends.
Right.
So
because I wasn't there every Saturday during football
I think
season.
Alondra's saying
I know, which is sad
don't
because,
want to smoke.
it's kind of like a whiskey and wine reunion and you're not going to be there. But that's fine. I'm not upset about it at all. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I hope you have fun
laying at home.
watching Real Housewives.
Orange County.
It's just mean.
I do love Real
Housewives. You do love Real Housewives. Never mind. So my stereotype actually played out to be true.
Yeah.
God, I watched about an episode of of Andor last night. It is so good. It is so good. I got to watch the rest of it before I give a full review. They started with 3 episodes. Tay-Tay, what's up, man? How we doing today? Taylor Sharpe here. Been doing a great job filling in for Hunt Palmer all week.
Done.
Cool.
Yeah. Who says today and tomorrow? So.
And you're also not coming tonight.
No, I have a rehearsal dinner for a wedding that I'm in on Friday, which is why I'm not doing Hunt Show.
So what, dude?
I mean, I'm in the wedding, so I kind of can't not go.
Pathetic. Who would have you in their wedding?
He's been in
you know what? That's actually a fair
He's
question.
been in a few weddings.
True.
Since
that's actually a
we've
fair question.
been here.
He's the correct age for it, but still, that doesn't mean that as many people decide to put you in their wedding. Classic sign that Tay-Tay is your proverbial glue guy.
I will tell you this.
There when you need him. And I do believe that if you were in a bind and you called Taylor, how long did he drive you to work?
I was going to say, Tay-Tay, whenever I didn't have my car, he picked me up every day for a month or two.
There you go,
And then
dude.
I got a flat tire and he helped me change my flat tire. He's he's a glue guy.
He may be dumb, stupid, full of hot air, incessantly annoying.
Cowboys fan.
Y'all should have led
What was
with
the
that
take
one.
that he
Awful taste in pretty much every facet of life, but he's a good friend.
Yeah.
He's a good friend.
Yeah. There's a take he had either yesterday or a couple days ago that were how do you have a take on this?
Oh, it was. I know exactly.
I remember that. I remember that happening, but I don't remember the abstract subject.
The crappy movie titles of Jordan Peele
Oh
movies.
yeah, he's they have one letter.
Yeah, I mean, they're dumb, but
loaded up and ready to go.
I woke up in a good mood this morning, T-Bob, but it took me 30 minutes to get from Denham Springs to O'Neill Lane.
Yeah,
30 minutes. Also, if you're one of those people out there that you see the exit 50 yards away and you're like, I'm better than everyone else, I'm just going to drive on the shoulder and pass you.
I hate that.
I hope you step on a Lego so hard that it is permanently implanted in the bottom of your
foot.
foot.
Hold on now.
Whoa.
If you're not re-merging,
no.
Why do you have a problem with that?
No.
Why?
You're not supposed to do it.
I mean,
you're not.
Okay.
No.
There's a lot of things you're not supposed to do that I enjoy doing. I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
That's fine.
Now, I feel you on maybe getting in an exit lane to jump as much traffic as you can and then re-merging.
I hate that.
I'm not saying that I'm above it or I've never done it myself. If I'm really pressed, I'll do it and I'll feel bad about myself. If I'm not, I won't, and I'll get mad at those who do.
Yeah.
But no, bro, if the exit's up there and you're telling me I can hop on the shoulder and get to the exit and not just sit there and wait, why not?
No.
Why? There's nobody on the shoulder.
Because you're not supposed to be on the shoulder.
Okay, well, did you get off of that exit?
Not 100 yards before the exit.
Did you need to get off of that exit is what I'm asking. Then why didn't you do it?
Because I didn't.
You could have gotten here way quicker. You wouldn't be complaining so
cop.
much. Oh, that's true. It's true. This is so it's been drilled into him.
Yeah.
The respect of our traffic
Of our laws.
There's
nothing wrong with that.
About a month ago,
More people
I was
should
in
respect traffic
again,
laws.
right? And somebody was doing that. A cop pulled out right behind him and pulled him over. Made my day.
Again, though, that is the assumed risk. And so you're mad at them, but like they could get pulled over. So you know that you know the game when you step into it. Like you know what you're getting into when you decide to get on that shoulder.
I guess I was just already in a bad mood this morning.
Yeah.
And that just angered me even more.
No, for sure. I thought it was going to be cutting back in. If you're leaving the stream, go ahead and get on out of there, in my opinion.
No, I hate when people cut back in.
Yeah.
Like when I hate that.
And it slows everything down. But, hey, it gets ruthless out there on them streets sometimes.
It really does.
I hate when
everybody got to look out for themselves.
I got to drive on the defense all the time.
When you're driving to work every morning. I didn't mean for this to start on a traffic segment, but here we are, guys, on a Thursday morning, okay? Morning of draft.
Look,
we're leading with traffic.
The first few minutes of the show are always sort of when you work out, you need to stretch first. Yes.
I get you.
You need to warm up. You need to get some, not just like an easy stretch. You need to get some calisthenics. You need to get running a little bit, get the blood. That's all we're doing. Anyway, continue.
When you get off at Acadian, at College Drive, it says, this lane exit only.
Yeah.
On the ground, it says this lane exit only.
Yeah.
10 feet up, it says this lane exit only. Mm-hmm. And you always have that one a-hole that right before is like, crap, I got to get over. It's like swerving over. I'm like,
that's what we're talking about.
You had half a mile.
Yeah.
You had 4 warnings to do this.
Well,
if you think that I am letting you over, no, that's not happening.
So that is the thing, though. You're painting it like they did it out of ignorance. No, they purposely stayed in that lane to skip as much of the backup as possible.
You have a lot more confidence in people's intelligence level than I do.
Also,
I think half of them just didn't.
But
see
look,
it.
fair play is fair play, and you're right. If you hate people cutting back in, well, you just got to tailgate the person in front of you.
Yeah.
And box them out like you're out there getting a rebound. NBA playoffs going on right now. You got to box him out. Shout out. Wait, why?
The Rockets won last night.
Yeah, he had 12 points.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah, dude. I did see that the Rockets won. Forgot completely about
yeah, man.
Tari
Eason.
How hurt is Jimmy Butler? Do we know yet?
Mm-hmm.
I could spell doom for the Warriors. Anyway.
I don't care about the Warriors.
Yeah, weird morning for me as well. Slept in my alarm, missed workout, which is just the worst way to throw off an entire day. Yeah, then randomly running out to my car barefoot.
It's on you. I think that's
stepped on a sharp rock.
Yeah.
What was that about?
I mean, there are rocks outside.
Not by my house. I have no rocks by my house. It's just grass. Like, I don't know where the rock, legitimately, I don't know where the rock could have come from. My neighbors don't have a rock bed in any sort of garden or anything. It was just one random rock.
In your driveway?
In my driveway, perfectly placed to stab my heel and cause me to curse and scream and get angry. But whatever. Again, it was basically the equivalent of Mickey Loomis lying in wait for me on my rainy driveway. Also, this rain, guys. Sheesh.
Oh, man.
Sheesh. What are we in, Seattle?
I wanted to go back to sleep so bad.
Okay, look, it's time to flip the script. Okay? Like we said, the NFL draft is all about hope. We said yesterday we can choose to be optimistic, and here we have, thanks to Taylor, started on a terrible pessimistic back foot note. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to reset. We're going to fake it till we make it. We're having a great morning, guys. We're going to have a great day, and we're going to have a great night. Except for everybody who has to go to this rehearsal dinner and deal with Taylor yelling at them about the draft.
And
his mock titles. But we are going to have a great day. When we get back, we will empty the clip on the draft, talk Mickey Loomis. We got LSU-Tennessee coming up. If you want to get involved, youtube.com. Wow, that's happening in my voice. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN coming out. More Off the Bench coming up next.
Off the Bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com is the website for the best dealership in BR, located off of Airline and Goodwood's, very conveniently located, and we got anything that your heart could desire when it comes to vehicles. You want to get a brand new vehicle, maybe a Toyota certified used vehicle, where you still get great warranty coverage. You need a rent for like a summer trip or something, hit up Miss Lisa Sessions, or you go into that service center body shop and it's kind of a big fix, you need to rent for a couple days, just walk over to the office right there. Talk to Lisa. You'd be good to go. Remember, at that service center, all makes and models are welcome. You mentioned OTB, you get $250 towards your deductible. We have free professional estimates and excellent lines of communication. You choose texting, you choose calling, but what you get is a human being on the other side of that phone, no matter what, ready to answer any of your questions, keeping you abreast of the situation and not making any big choices without first confirming it with you. Go to All-Star Toyota, Baton Rouge.
Expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a
Lucy Lou, with my girl Drew, Cameron D and Destiny, Charlie's Angels, come on.
Welcome back to Off the Bench, where the takes are hot and the sports talk is questionable.
When it's all over, please get up and leave. Question, tell me how you feel about this. Try to control me, boy, you get dismissed. Pay my own condo and I pay my own bills. Always 50-50 in relationships. The shoes on my feet, I follow the clothes I'm wearing.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. It is draft day, and, well, let's go ahead and get the show started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
With the shortest waiting period in the industry, Tiger Labor makes it easy to transfer top talent onto your payroll quickly. Tiger Labor personally vets your workforce of all your staffing needs, whether they're short or long term. They're not just forwarding resumes to you, but interviewing and dispatching in person every morning at 5 a.m. Man, these allergies killing me, dude. Real healthy cough going into Don Juan tonight. It's going to be great. It actually is. I can't wait. Don Juan's going to be a ton of fun. Come on by. All right, so Mickey Loomis met with the media yesterday, and everybody wanted to ask him about Derek Carr. Unfortunately, he did not want to talk about Derek Carr. He did say, quote, he does have an issue with his shoulder. We're hoping to get some resolution and clarity on that in the near future, and when we do, I'll report back to you. I think he was asked about half a dozen questions on Carr. He refused to answer, saying that he would only answer questions about the draft. Here was probably the question that frustrated me most. He was asked if restructures, because of course the Saints this offseason tied themselves to Derek Carr for seemingly 2 more years, for no, at least 1 more year, for seemingly no reason when he won it out. And he was asked, well, okay, do restructures require players to pass a physical, right? Like, of course, I mean, you're going to commit to them long term. You should maybe know what's going on at the bottom. What did he say? Quote, restructures can come in all sorts of forms. Thank you. That was my reaction as well. Such a vague, BS-y answer, basically saying, no, we did not give Derek Carr a physical. We assumed health, and, well, it looks like we were wrong. Restructures can come in all sorts of forms, yes, including the crappy ones, which, well, I would describe this one as. He would go on to describe his approach to the draft this year, saying, quote, I don't think the draft approach is different for us than it would be in any year. We're hoping for as many good players, great players as we can find. And we're fortunate enough this year to have multiple picks in the first 4 rounds. And we're excited because I think there's some depth in this draft. Okay, so that last part, we're fortunate enough to have this year multiple picks in the first 4 rounds. And we're excited because I think there's depth in the draft. Please, God, let that mean that the Saints are going to take all of their picks. I know the plan on paper appears to be to trade back up to get a quarterback. In fact, there are some rumors that the Saints are looking to trade back to acquire some extra draft capital to then package and move back up into the late first round, maybe earlier in the second to get a quarterback. The problem is I don't know why anybody would trade up with you. Like, where is your, you don't really, again, we always love this idea of trade back, but it takes 2 to tango. And there's no great incentive point, right? There's no catalyst to want to spur another trade or to spur a trade from another team. Unless there's a guy on the board that maybe isn't supposed to be there at that time that another team's just absolutely in love with. But like famously, when the Chiefs traded up ahead to grab Patrick Mahomes a few years ago, that's because they knew these Saints were going to take him next if he was still there. Quarterback has a way of incentivizing that action. It's more rare for these other positions to do so. So sure, trading back sounds great. I just don't know how they would. In terms of trading back up to get one of these quarterbacks, late first, early second, I don't like it for a couple of reasons. First off, your roster is so threadbare. I really want to spend all these picks and try to get as many players as possible. As we enter the rebuild, you have to start to build out the bones. You know, you need the meat and potatoes of the roster here, and you have a chance to cook up some pretty tasty meat and potatoes if you draft them and you spend all of these picks. Another reason why I don't necessarily like it is because it's going to be a hyper-competitive market. Basically, every team is thinking the exact same thing. We'll go player first and then quarterback second. Meaning there are a lot of teams looking to choose those guys who will be around at the end of the first, early second, meaning the price, if you are a team that wants to trade back there, the price goes up for any potential buyers. That's what everybody wants to do. Now, sure, as I said yesterday, like the ideal to me would be drafting someone at 9, and there's a million different directions you can go. What did we say yesterday on our Sharp Picks Mock 10? It was Mason Graham. Well, you know, Schrager, I think, had him with Mikael Williams today, which that one would cause disconsternation.
I don't think they do that
amongst the Saints fan base for sure. But like, there's a million different ways they could go. They're at 9, but the point is, you get a starter there, and then later on. To me, the dream would be ending up with like a Jalen Milroe. It's probably a bit too exciting, though, to make it all the way to 40 when you look at how the other teams are going. But is Jalen Milroe worth trading up for? And that's where I just don't see it. So I talked about the fact that they need to fill out the roster. I talked about the fact that it's a hyper-competitive market. How about the fact that all of these quarterbacks are in that late first, early second round period because people just aren't sure if they'll be any good? Last year, you had 6 quarterbacks go in the top 12. There was a lot of belief in that class. Unless we're all being fooled, there doesn't appear to be in this class. And yeah, some guys have gotten hot. Certainly Jackson Dart seems to be one of the names that is climbing. Did you see what Joe Shane's son posted a Jackson Dart highlight reel on his Instagram and then set his account to private immediately afterwards? Because I guess, of course, that was like taken way out of context and people started going crazy over it. I guess, but the point is, like, these quarterbacks are viewed as more risky than the traditional quarterback. And so is it worth it then to trade up and grab one of them when you might just be grabbing another Rattler? And you say, oh, well, Spencer Rattler was 5th round. Okay, yeah, I mean, yes, you're not wrong. So maybe I'm being a bit disingenuous saying you might be grabbing another Rattler, but that is kind of how people seem to feel about this class. So just unsure. And so it's so coin flippy, so risky. Is it worth giving up some of these picks that you so desperately need on what Mickey Loomis himself described as a draft with a lot of with a lot of depth? What do you think, Tay-Tay? How do you think the Saints handle this strategy of trying to select a player first, quarterback second?
No, I mean, that's certainly the way I think they're going to go. I mean, everyone has said it's no longer Shador at 9, which we know, and then they've said O-line, D-line is kind of where they go. Now, do they like Michael Williams on the edge? I don't. That's why I went Mason Graham yesterday. I don't know tackle-wise what's going to be there for you. Will Campbell will be gone. A lot of people think the New York Jets, myself included, are going to take Mimbu out of Missouri. Do you really want to go third offensive tackle off the board at 9 overall? Yeah. I think you go defensive line. As much because, like, we talk about it all the time, right? The good news is the Saints it'd be very hard for them to mess this up because you need everything. The bad news is you need everything. I'd pretty much be happy with whatever. Like, I would love a corner because I think you need one. You can't take Will Johnson at 9, though. The injury history concerns me a little bit. He barely played this last year. He's coming off that. Do you like Jedi Barron enough? I don't think you take him at 9. Everyone loves Teteroa McMillan. I think this is a pretty deep receiver class. I mean, there's a lot of different ways they go, but I do think they go D-line.
Yeah, that would make sense. But, you know, the thing is, though, something always ends up going awry.
Yeah.
Like, you never would have thought you were going to get Marshawn Lattimore at 13 those years ago. It's because you had an early, unexpected run on offensive players. So, like, what if Genty doesn't end up going? Do you go Genty then? In a weird way, the Saints are so desperate, like Taylor laid out yesterday, they're so desperate for everything that almost anything can be celebrated. I just need to hear that Derek Carr is gone and no longer playing for the New Orleans Saints, and that they are going to swallow the bitter pill, start to finally really reset the cap, and it'll take a couple of years. But again, that's why you need to draft all of these players, because again, it's not just the roster deficiencies, but the cap deficiencies mean that these rookie contracts have added value. Anything else on the draft, Taylor? I know you're very excited. Jerry Jones is, quote, working on substantive trades for the trades for the Cowboys.
You mean a trade with a substance?
Yes.
Man, exactly I thought every trade had substance. That's what it involves. Jerry says things all the time where he's like, I'm going to use a big word that's not used very often and try to sound smart. Like, he did this in the offseason when he said, we're going to be selectively aggressive. If you're aggressive, then you're all in. But you're not all in if you're being selective. But Jerry's like, combine the two, guys. Genius. Selective and aggressive. Throw it out there. Let the media eat it up. And we're actually not going to do anything. We're going to sign Javonte Williams, who nobody else in the league wanted to be our starting running back. That was Jerry Jones being selectively aggressive in the offseason. He's an idiot. I don't have any use for what he has to say.
Well, the last trade that was made by Jerry Jones on draft day was to trade back to 12 just a few years ago. And who did he get? Micah Parsons, Tay-Tay. Uh-oh. So why don't you show a little faith in old Jera?
The guy he still hasn't renewed his contract, that guy?
All right, I want to get into it. Look, he's just waiting for the price to go up.
Yeah.
I want to get into LSU-Tennessee next. So, Taylor, this is your final chance to give me your last draft thoughts on what you think we're going to see tonight.
I know yesterday I mentioned that I thought the Jaguars were going to be a wild card at 5, and I do, depending on who they pick. A lot of people are saying, though, the Giants kind of want to trade out of that number 3 spot. I mean, that's something to keep an eye on, because if they trade out at 3, you could say, okay, well, somebody else is trading up to get Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
Unless they don't. Unless they fall in love with a quarterback. Unless they fall in love with Ashton Genty.
There's no way.
That changes everything.
I guess the reason why I say there's no way that they would trade up to take a quarterback is because nobody is thought to going to be to take a quarterback. So, like, why?
No, I get it.
Why would you commit more resources to a questionable quarterback that nobody else seems to really want?
Like, the Raiders are a team to watch because there's a lot of reports that the Jacksonville Jaguars love Ashton Genty. They're a pick before the Las Vegas Raiders. If somebody wanted to trade up from 6 to 3, like 6 to 3 is doable.
Okay,
that
see
works
what
for
you're
both
saying.
sides.
So, yeah,
So
if you wanted to hop in front to get...
like the Giants are a team to watch. That's pick 3. Like, I think we all agree that it's going to be Ward.
But then if you're 6, then you would first explore with the Patriots, right, to go to 4.
You would think so, yeah.
And then the Patriots would probably be open to listen to that because they would get resources. They could still get Will Campbell at 6.
Yeah, and because I don't think Jacksonville is going to take Will Campbell. They may, at 5, but I mean, yeah, that would be a team to watch too. But apparently, like the Giants are like actively looking to trade back.
Well, look, that makes all the sense in the world. They need a lot of help. And again, Abdul Carter at 3 represents enough value because again, we said what's the catalyst to make one of these things happen. Abdul Carter at 3, the best player in the draft, making it to the 3rd pick, would seemingly, on paper, potentially represent enough value for a team to want to commit to trying to get up there. Alondra, you're kind of like me, generally don't care about the draft that much. Or at least I don't want to put words in your mouth. I don't know. Do you have any empty the clip draft day thoughts?
It's not that I don't care about the draft. I just don't follow it as closely as like Taylor or Jake do or you even because like I don't really care about like the other teams. So I don't know, but my take on the Saints is what I've been saying since a couple weeks ago is that when the Shador thing came up, we're like, you're just so bad that it doesn't matter who you draft. Like, whatever is going to help. Yeah. Whether it's not going to be Shador, obviously, but whether it be him, Jackson Dart, Mason Graham, you need everything. So whoever it is, I'm not going to be too upset.
Mitchell Knapp says praying for that 2017 Magic draft. I agree, man. Again, you've had 2 in the Mickey Loomis era. You had 06, you had 17, and they both led to real championship window runs. You're still going to be hamstrung a bit by some of your cap management and whatnot, but you have enough early picks here where you can really put together a pretty solid foundation for the next couple of years. So. We'll see. I think the other crazy part is, we commit, and this is why I find myself sometimes disillusioned or unmotivated when it comes to studying things like mock drafts, is all it takes is one really wild card move, and then the knock-on effect is that everything changes. Like Nookie mentions Penix going at 8. Last year. I mean, it happens every single year.
Exactly.
Something wild happens in the top 10, and then everything else is thrown off. And it's kind of insane to put yourself in the war rooms of these teams. Because, I'm sure they have better intel than we do, but who knows what they actually expect to happen. And all of a sudden, you're scrambling because the entire setting is vastly and wickedly different than what you thought it was going to be. So that's what I want more behind the scenes coverage of like
the Hard Knocks was so good.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that I can watch. So the Hard Knocks that they followed the Giants front office leading up to the draft, it was so good. But honestly, it also kind of exposed Joe Shane for how bad at decision making he is.
Guys, everyone would have released Saquon Barkley. Okay, relax.
Jackson
Darter. I kept
He
trying
won a
to
Super
tell you,
Bowl.
and you were like, "No, it was who's the GM before him?"
Yeah,
that it was his fault. And
Gabe
I'm like,
Gettleman.
And I'm like, no, trust me. He doubled down on Daniel Jones, and then Saquon was the one that was like, he wanted to re-sign with the Giants, and then Joe Shane was like, well, go see what's out there.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what's up.
Well,
and
what
I'm
I
like,
love was like the behind the scenes where he's like, nobody's going to offer Saquon that
Yeah.
money. Watch. He's going to come crawling
the
back.
best part
but
about
the
that
owner
is
is like, if we don't get Saquon back, I'm going to lose sleep over it. So I bet now they won a Super Bowl.
The best
slept
part
in a
about the
minute.
Saquon Shane clip is the underling being like,
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. Like, they're like, who's going to pay him? And he's like, somebody who's close.
Yeah.
Who's good. Like
What's
somebody who
crazy-
needs a big impact at that position. And, well,
The craziest thing to me
Eagles were
about
that
all
team.
that is that, like, literally everybody was telling Joe Shane, A, re-sign Saquon, B, draft a quarterback, and he did none of those things.
yeah.
Everybody was telling him that.
Yeah.
They had Jaden Daniels that they really wanted. Like, Brian Daboll really wanted Jaden Daniels.
Well, you see why.
Yep.
Even though good for Jaden, ended up watching. All right, so there it is. NFL draft tonight. Come at the Don Juan draft party. Let's go ahead and dive into some LSU-Tennessee next here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Guys, go to Boudreaux's Electrical, okay? Boudreaux's Electrical is your home for Generac home generators, right? The premier dealer in Louisiana for those Generac home generators. And, I mean, storms are, it's crazy right now. And storm season's probably only going to get crazier over the next couple of months. And if you want to make sure that your family is protected, that your lights stay on, that your food stays good, everything else like that, a home generator is your key to doing so. And you work with Boudreaux's because every customer is treated like a VIP. We give you 24/7 monitoring and make sure that your system's good to go for when you need it, because what else is the point of all this? And I know that it's a big investment, but guess what? You have 8 excellent financing options. You get it for as low as $159 a month. Ton of different types of generators as well. Check them out, Boudreaux's Electrical. Go to boudreauxelectrical.com.
Bayou Ford is taking 15 to 20% off all new 2024 models in stock. 15 to 20% off all new 2024 Ford models on our lot. Plus the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, so LSU-Tennessee set to get underway in the box this weekend, guys, and it's going to be it's going to be a good one. On paper, this is one of the more fascinating series LSU has had thus far. You know, generally the theme has been that on paper LSU has appeared to be the better team, and generally they played like that this season. This is the first time where on paper they probably look like the lesser team. Now they're damn near even on all team stats, but there are some individual stats that start to paint a pretty intimidating picture for the Vols. Let's just run through some of this. You look at batting average right now. LSU second in the SC at 316, Tennessee third at 308. You look at slugging percentage, Tennessee first, LSU fifth. On base percentage, LSU second, Tennessee third. You look at you look at earned run. Do I have my papers correct here? Let me see something. Oh, sorry, here it is. You look at home runs. Tennessee currently second in the conference, hitting 97 of them. LSU ninth at 63, so Tennessee hitting significantly more home runs. What about the other side of the ball? Tennessee second in the SEC with a 3.17 staff ERA. LSU fifth, 3.82. Tennessee third with a 2.15 opponent batting average. LSU fourth, 2.19. You look at strikeouts. LSU second, 467. Tennessee third, 464. And really, I mean, it goes on and on and on in that same vein, even down to both of them maybe struggling a bit defensively. LSU ninth, the 9.78 fielding percentage. Tennessee 14th at 9.70. So those are I think those are kind of the high level team sets. As you can see, very evenly matched. But it's when you start to dive into the individuals that maybe it becomes a bit more intimidating. And I think it starts with Tennessee. I mean, we'll talk about Liam Doyle, but it is the Tennessee bats that I think appear to be the most intimidating part of this team. How about this? Tennessee has 4 different players hitting over 300 with double-digit home runs. And that's not including the 2 highest average hitters on the team who have 8 home runs apiece. So right now, and for context, LSU has 1 such player, and that would be Bear Jones, hitting over 300 with over 10 home runs. Right now, Tennessee has Dalton Bargo hitting 318 with 11 home runs. They have Dean Curley hitting 310 with 11 home runs. They have Reese Chapman hitting 304 with 11 home runs. And then there's Andrew Fisher, currently second in the SEC, 16 home runs. He leads the SEC with 43 walks. He's got a 503 on base percentage. So watch out for Andrew Fisher. And those are pretty good names, pretty good players. And that doesn't even include Tennessee's best hitter, Hunter Inslee, hitting 342, 8 home runs, a team leading 47 ribbies. Levi Clark, 338, 8 home runs. And this comes at a time when maybe LSU's feeling a bit insecure about its staff in some ways. That's a lineup That's a lineup that you're going to have to work through there. A lineup that is not unlike LSU's in terms of not striking out, taking walks, getting on base, again, hitting for very good average. It's just that Tennessee has more power. And granted, some of that is probably the park that they play in. Of course, everybody talking about Lindsey Nelson and the size of it. But it is something to take into account nonetheless. Before we get into Liam Doyle against Cade Anderson, how do y'all feel about this LSU staff going against a lineup featuring that many premier hitters?
I personally think the staff will be okay. I mean, look, Cade Anderson's an elite starter. Anthony Ionson's been incredible. And your bullpen the last 2 SEC weekends has been really good. It's been one of your strengths. My bigger concern is the LSU bats against the Tennessee pitching staff because your bats haven't been good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see why I was getting confused. I didn't know these were printed front and back. That makes I didn't know either. Stuff here. That makes sense.
I didn't realize that either. I don't know why I did that.
Yes.
I don't think it's ever printed front and back.
She did it on purpose to throw you off.
No, that's not
She
true.
told me before the show.
Tennessee's walked 255 times in the year. LSU's walked 234. That's second and fifth. LSU's only struck out 295 times. Tennessee only 290. I mean, again, it's just all over the place. So you're not worried about this staff, which is like Cade and okay.
I'm not worried. I'm just more concerned about our hitting right now.
Here's the deal on Cade Anderson.
He's a dog.
He is a dog, but the numbers are a bit weird.
He's kind of been good and bad.
Yeah, like BMO says, Cade is good, not elite, too inconsistent. He's going to have to raise his level of play like he did the Kyson Witherspoon game. Because if you look right now, Cade Anderson's actually not even top 16 in the SEC in ERA. Like, he doesn't break into the leaderboard because of the last couple of weeks. You know who's first? Not Liam Doyle.
Sam Dunn.
Oh, yeah.
He has like a 1-something, right?
No. Maybe that's in conference.
Oh, okay.
But overall in the season, it's a 2.43. But like Liam Doyle's second in the SC with a 2.48.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Look, Coach Jay's the man. Obviously, I love this LSU baseball team. That's pretty astounding.
Yeah.
Having a Friday night starter that is leading the SEC this late in the season in ERA leave, and when he left, you thought he wasn't any good. Yeah. That's like Zach Bond levels of, man, we misevaluated this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was struggling to get any innings, not weekend starting rotation.
Yeah.
Like, he was struggling to get on the field to pitch.
That's what I'm saying. That's a bad look.
I guess my question is like, what do you mean by Cade Anderson's inconsistent?
Well, I mean, like, look, you look at Liam Doyle. He's second in the SEC with a 2.48 ERA. He's second in the SEC with a 154 opponent batting average. He leads the SEC with 58 innings pitched. He leads the SEC with 104 Ks. Credit to Cade. Cade's second on that list with 91. Liam's only walked 17. He leads the SEC. Liam does with 7 wins. What is Cade's ERA right now? Again, he wasn't on the leaderboard. Okay, exactly. There's the inconsistency. Like now, again, the Oklahoma performance, like we said, that was a raising his level of play to an ace. I mean, Kyson Witherspoon still has a 2.48 ERA, nearly half that of Cade. But that night, like we said, it was a bit of a Top Gun sort of feel. He outdueled him and put together one of the most legendary performances that we've ever seen, and he's going to have to do so again if you want to beat Liam Doyle. He's going to have to be better than a 3.92 ERA.
To your point, I think what you're saying is like outings. Outings, he's been a lead, and other not so much. Like we talk about the Oklahoma game. The next weekend against Auburn, 4 1/3, gave up 6 runs, 5 of them earned.
Yeah.
After the complete game shutout. The following weekend, he was okay. Last weekend against Alabama, I mean, he was good. He was kind of in the middle, right? Like, he wasn't great against Auburn. He was elite against Oklahoma. He was kind of somewhere in between against Alabama.
Yeah. And but again, because we have the Kyson Witherspoon data point, I'm hopeful that Cade can just juice it up once again in the box tomorrow night. But it's definitely something to like.
Hey, I get what y'all are saying. I totally understand what you're saying, but he's 6-1.
Yeah.
So I kind of I understand what you're saying, but he's been consistently getting you wins. I feel like that's pretty consistent. And like he has 91 strikeouts and 13 walks on the season. And Liam Doyle, I mean, those are pretty similar numbers to what he has. So, I mean,
except for in earned runs, the end all be all.
Yeah, and I get what you mean.
Liam's giving up.
Against Alabama, he was really good, except the earned runs because he gave up multiple home runs. Like it's just kind of unfortunate. Like he gave up 5 runs in 5 2/3. You're like, okay, he wasn't great. He did 10 strikeouts last week against Alabama. Like it was kind of a give and take a little bit.
Here's to hope. Look, the bottom line is though he's going to have to be elite Kate Anderson.
Yeah.
Unless the bats surprise you and manage to get through Liam Doyle, which really nobody has done. And 2 weeks ago, I would have felt much more confident about that than I do now. All right, well, let's go to break. When we get back, continue to break down LSU-Tennessee. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to Pelican Roofing, guys. PelicanRoof.com. PelicanRoof.com. And go with the roofing company, South Louisiana's most trusted expert here in Lafayette or Baton Rouge. We got your back, guys. We got offices in both and employees ready to help you. That's why we have over 500 5-star reviews, and we have storm-ready roof solutions. So, again, we keep talking about storm season coming up. If you want to make sure that your home is good to go, maybe you've been putting it off for a while, now's the time to work. Listen to this from Cade Abear, 5 stars on Facebook. Awesome company to handle our new roof. Alan was great at handling everything from the inspection with our insurance to getting everything lined up for the re-roof itself. Thanks again. That's what you get. And there's, again, hundreds of these reviews. And there's an attention to detail where they have dedicated employees every single step along the way, from answering the phones all the way through cleanup, to make sure your project's done correctly. They're going to fight for you. Go to PelicanRoof.com.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
sports talk meets pure chaos. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
It looks like Chad is breaking down some numbers between home runs on the road versus home runs in Lindsey Nelson.
That's what I was saying in the break. That, yeah, Lindsey Nelson's small, but they hit bombs in other parks too.
Yeah.
They're just good at hitting.
69 home runs in 69 games at home. Or wait, what is this? Well, that's not right. This is saying, in Munchies app, saying 2.4 home runs a game at home and 2.3 home runs a game away. So,
I'll do.
no,
I'll
we
do
could dive into conference and out of conference, but I'm sure conference wise, they're still going to lead in home runs. Or are they second to Georgia? They can hit. You can try to look. You can try to make all the excuses you want, but Tennessee can hit at elite clip, and they have hit an elite clip for years now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, I'm diehard LSU baseball fan. I was telling somebody yesterday, like, there's two things I'm diehard about: LSU baseball and San Antonio Spurs, right? Like, I'll never betray either of those. And I don't like Tennessee, but you got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
They've had great teams the past few seasons since Tony Vitello came in, and we can all agree that they're good at hitting, and we don't have to downplay it. It just is what it is.
Well, it's all been leading up to this. Jay Johnson and Tony V, the two kind of new kids on the block, barging their way into the SEC elite sphere. The past two national champions now going toe-to-toe. And Alec Box.
Yeah. I'm with Taylor, though. I'm more worried about our cold bats than the bullpen.
Yeah, let's say Cades dominate, you lose 3-2. Okay.
Well, yeah, 3-2 against Doyle, though, is that like a bad night for the bats? I don't know. That's kind of
2 runs. Yeah.
No, 2 runs is, but I'm saying that is what Liam Doyle
Yeah.
does, though. I'd be more upset with 2 on Saturday or 2 on Sunday. 3-2, that's just a realistic possibility when you go up against a guy like Doyle. It's just like Kaiser, just chase. Just do quality at bats, stack him, try to get the pitch count up, just try to chase him, and then do your damage after that.
Yeah. That's the thing that we've been having an issue with, like, not a lot of patience at the plate, not great picking at what you're going to swing at and stuff like that. We were talking about Jared Jones. He's been chasing that ball that they've been throwing at him, that high fastball, and back to where he was 2 years ago. He got better at it last year, but we're back there.
Well, as the weather warms up, it's the perfect time for the bats to warm up. We got Coach Beth Torina coming up next here on Off the Bench. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench.
Bayou Ford is taking 15 to 20% off all new 2024 models in stock. 15 to 20% off all new 2024 Ford models on our lot. Plus the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
You work hard every day to pursue a life you love. You put in the time, and it shows. You're forging ahead, chasing a dream, creating something better for the ones you love. You're building your own life. So why not build your own tractor? With John Deere tractors and attachments for almost any need, the Sunshine team can help you do just that. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded. because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Thursday, April 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 81. In hour two of today's show, we'll have LSU head softball coach Beth Torina hop on at 8 a.m. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, 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 yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to hour number 2 of OTB here on this Thursday, and every Thursday we are so lucky to be joined by LSU head softball coach, Coach Beth Torina. Coach, what's going on? How we doing this morning?
We're doing good. A little damp, but doing good.
Yeah, damp.
Trying to stay dry.
Indeed, it is insane out there. Everybody be safe on the road. Been a lot of accidents this morning, so be safe coming in wherever you're coming in from.
Yes, we've conditioned my kids and probably yours to think that there's no school when it rains here in Louisiana. So they wake up when it's raining and they think like we have the day off. So we fought that battle this morning, but we're good to go.
Yes, always fun. Again, Coach Torina somehow managing being a head coach of a top 10 program in the entire country and having littles running around everywhere. Coach, back in the win column on Tuesday night against McNeese. Before we get to that though, and the positives, I want to talk about last weekend. A great series against Texas. An absolute battle. Game 1 ends in a walk-off. Game 2, y'all bounce back, huge dominate, and then Game 3, 4 lead changes over the final 2 innings. The crazy sequence at the very end. That's a bitter pill. That's a bitter pill. A game like that is. What is your process for helping your team digest that and move on?
I think the takeaway is that we played right with them. We honestly felt like we won 19 of the 21 innings that we played over the weekend and got one win out of it, which is really, like you said, tough pill to swallow. I mean, I think, too, like, just continuing to learn lessons, like I am, too, like, pitch calling and things, like, just continuing to, like, learn and get better and, like, try to find opportunities for growth within it. Like, not the best way that you want to learn, but we got to keep growing. I think, though, the biggest message is still in our control. We're still sitting RPI number 5 today. Still have 2 really big series in front of us where if we played well, we'd have everything we wanted. So I think we can play with everyone in the country. We've proven it, and now we just have to go do our job here this next few weeks, and we'll be where we want to be.
Well, and like we talked about, a great response is coming back, beat Munchies 5-2 on Tuesday night. Now finished the season 8-0 against in-state opponents. Finished the non-conference regular season schedule at an incredible 28-1. Again, giving you an idea of just how good this conference is and how good this LSU team is. Do you take any personal pride in being state champs and having such an unreal non-con there?
All I'm thinking about when you say it is the stupid 2-strike squeeze, how we lost that one.
Yeah. That's true, right on the edge of 29-0.
Or whatever. Exactly, or 28. Like, why am I thinking about the one thing? But, no, we played really well. I think they did their job. I think showing up every Tuesday, Wednesday night is tough at times, right? They've got class, they've got a lot of stuff going on, and just came off a series at Texas and then, have to go compete against a really talented McNeese team. Maybe doesn't have the title of a Texas, but still incredibly talented, right? So I think the fact that they showed up week in, week out and did that says a lot about who they are.
Talking to LSU head softball coach Beth Torina here on Off the Bench. And, Coach, a Saturday, Sunday, Monday series coming up this weekend as opposed to the Thursday, so a little bit of an extra break here in between. Are there any particular differences in kind of the preparation or how you get ready for a series that does not get underway until Saturday?
Well, it's nice, I think, having a little bit of time coming off an 11-day road trip or whatever we were on.
True.
It's nice, having our team be able to catch up a little bit here. They were able to get 2 off days in there with Easter Sunday and then Monday just getting ready for this week. So nice to get them a little recharge, a little catch up, and hopefully do some things that will just make LSU softball better and not necessarily prep for our opponent, just our own swings, our own defense, our own pitch execution, things like that.
Well, and I did want to ask you, as you kind of alluded to there, back-to-back top 5 series on the road in Texas, now returning to the friendly confines of Tiger Park. How glad are you to be back home?
Oh, you have no idea. I forgot what my house looked like. All the girls were like, we did more laundry and things. Like, we lost half the, stuff. We're like, did you get the socks? No, did you get the shirts? It was a lot. It was a lot. 11 days on the road with this group, but we enjoyed it. We did some cool stuff. We went to a smash room. We smashed some stuff up. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, no way. I've never done a smash room. What was your favorite? What was your favorite thing to smash?
I don't know if I should say this, but they had a Texas diploma that we smashed in a frame.
Oh, that is great.
So maybe that was bad luck. I don't know, but it was cool. They got to hit a car and do some fun stuff. It was cool. It was fun, and they did some paint wars and things. They had a good time. So we tried to let them be human beings for a little bit on the trip too, and just enjoy their time together. So it was a long trip.
So I know the results didn't necessarily, again, they were right there in the edge, but didn't end up breaking your way. It sounds like, though, do you feel like maybe you gained some value from a team bonding chemistry sort of perspective, especially with things like the tournament really right around the corner? Not far away at all now, where you're going to get into some of these kind of long, extended stretches potentially away from home.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough turnaround here. We go Monday night against Florida, and then we play Thursday at Arkansas. So it is going to be a tight turnaround for us. It's going to be some of the stuff that we learned and how to travel and how to be on the road. I think all those things are going to come into play for us being efficient and doing a good job of that, because it is going to come into play. And then Saturday at Arkansas, we're back and we're right off to the SEC tournament. So it's going to happen fast. So glad these guys are a little bit of road warriors here, and they'll know how to do it.
Now, you mentioned Florida, 11-7 in conference, LSU 9-9. The Gators, what do another top 10 matchup, imagine that. It's every week. What do the Gators do particularly well from your film study?
Yeah, I would say they have an offense that just, keeps going, as you, tick down their lineup, right? You're getting into where you think you might have room to breathe at 7, 8, and 9, and we have kids down 7, 8, and 9 that are, players of the year in their league and all conference and all these things. As you move down their lineup, it's really, really deep, really deep. And I think they're going to be tough to get them out 1 through 9.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know things are crazy right now. Looking forward to the series this weekend. Again, guys, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then as Coach alluded to, the quick turnaround there. But the Gators and the Tigers in Tiger Park this weekend. Bring the family out if you're looking for something fun to do. Coach, stay safe, stay dry this morning, and you have an excellent day.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Have a great day, Coach. All right. When we get back here on Off the Bench, let's go ahead and dive back in to some draft talk, as there was a pretty shocking anonymous report released not too long ago about Shedeur Sanders. You got some other news as well. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench.
Spring has sprung. And if you're going to Tiger Park or you're going to the box this weekend and you're looking for the perfect beer to pair with the diamond you want, to go for Dos Equis. Oh, you know what's funny? Both softball and baseball, they're trying to go for Dos. 2 of 3. So you can help them by going for Dos yourself and grabbing yourself a Dos Equis. And look, you're going to thank me if you've never done this before. Cut up some limes, grease up the neck, sprinkle some salt, drop the lime in the beer, and then lick it and drink it, baby. So good. So tasty. The best beer for baseball, the best beer for summer, the best beer for spring, the best beer for anything. That's Dos Equis. Very proud here on Off the Bench to be partnered by Dos Equis. Can't wait to drink some tomorrow. Drink some tonight at Don Juan as well. Perfect draft beer. Go for Dos Equis.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the 2025 Jeep Compass Sport for only $23,995. $23,995 for a 2025 Jeep Compass with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them.
Say my name. If no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. If you ain't running game, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change? Say my name. If no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. If you ain't running game, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby. Better say my name.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Every other word is a yeah, okay. Could it be that you are at the crib with another lady? If you took it there, first of all, let me say, I am.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. You know, it's, okay, again. The Shannon Sharpe stuff has some stuff that in it that is very serious, okay? Like, the allegations are serious. And I see you looking quizzically, Alondra, but, like, I mean, if you've read specifically about what the woman is alleging, if what she's saying is true, there was absolutely a line crossed, et cetera, et cetera. But again, I am a person who views nearly anything in life and finds kind of the humor, dark or otherwise, in it. So I guess I'm just prefacing to say that I don't want to make complete light of the situation, but it is undeniably darkly funny in many ways. And if that offends you, that's okay. I'm just, that's okay. Be angry at me, whatever. But I saw a tweet yesterday that was so succinct and perfect. And it was that basically anytime you're having to say, release the full sex tape, as both a legal and public defense, that's a bad place to be. And before you, because I told this to Rome yesterday, and he tried to be like, well, what about the Kardashians? Completely different.
It's different.
They marketed that. They were on offense. They put that out there, like they actively harnessed that and built an empire out of it. Again, anytime release the full sex tape is your defense to both legally and publicly better yourself, better your position is not good. You are in turbulent waters, let's just say. And again, I don't know how all this is going to play out legally. Actually, I bet you I do. A big settlement, right?
Right.
But this woman was recording him. I mean, they got him all over phones. I guess they have video evidence of some freaky stuff.
To me, that's messed up, because then you were planning on doing this. Like, if you're sitting there recording, maybe you're using it for later. The phone calls, yes. I don't know about the whole, I don't want to get into people's personal, like, freaky lives or whatever. Like, if you want to film that, that's on, if you want to film that, that's on you, right? And isn't she OnlyFans? So that's like her thing. Like, she films whatever. Mm-hmm. So, well, I don't know. Is she?
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
No, she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Shannon told us in the same clip in which he said, release the full sex tape.
Yeah.
Carly.
Carly's
He both
professional.
He both doxed her real name and her OnlyFans name.
You dropped her government name and professional name.
That's free
Shannon,
advertising,
that's just
though.
greasy all around.
But that's free advertising.
It's gotten a lot. I'm sure she's seen a monetary influx from this.
So, like, okay, if you want to record that, sure, I get that, whatever. But to, like, get on a phone call and, like, pre-plan that you're going to record this phone call and probably say, I didn't hear it, but probably say things on the phone to, like, provoke him to say something crazy. This feels just, like, planned to me. But I don't know. You're right. If the allegations are serious and if they're true, then my bad. But, like,
that's the thing. I'm not going to weigh in on who's right or wrong.
Yeah.
I just want to highlight what is
But if you're saying
funny in the situation.
Release the full tape?
Yes. Like that's a wild scenario that I've never considered before.
It's just funny because it's like you have 30 seconds of footage that people believe is going to be bad. And you're like, guys, the 10 minutes not nearly as bad as the 30 seconds, okay? Drop the 10 minute.
Well, and then like that even gets into a funny thing about stamina, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't 30 seconds,
only 30
it was 10
seconds,
minutes.
y'all.
Like it's just again, it's a freaky ass wild scenario.
I mean, but also, what is the saying? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like, if you're hooking up with an OnlyFans girl, this is kind of on you, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of what we said yesterday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of what Monique tried to tell him.
Yeah.
Not too long ago on Club Shay Shay.
Yeah.
Find yourself, a nice woman who's going to cook for you that you can snuggle up with at night. Just like a buxom Italian nana who's going to make you pasta.
Yeah.
And then you maybe just lay your head on your bosom and smoke a cigarette or something. God, that sounds amazing, doesn't it? Nona, excuse me.
Well, that was jarring. That's like my nickname. My
What,
family.
Nona?
Yeah. Because
really?
my sister couldn't say my name when she was a baby.
I thought that was like an Italian grandma thing. They called them Nonas. Am I wrong
That's
here?
literally what I've been called since
you're
my.
right.
Oh wow.
You're probably you're right, but like since
you-
my sister was a baby, they've called me Nona.
Can you cook me pasta?
Sure.
Don't they have the frozen lasagna? They have like a frozen lasagna brand. It's called Nona's Lasagna.
Oh, I didn't know that. That was so weird. I thought you were calling me.
What's your best pasta that you can cook?
Oh, remember I made that lasagna soup? That's not like a pasta, but that was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Let me see. Oh, this one was hard to do, and I was so proud of myself.
Okay.
I made a really good carbonara, which is like hard because of the egg.
Oh wow! Yeah, that sounds great.
It was so good. I was so proud of myself because I didn't like cook the egg into like scrambled eggs. It was perfect. It was so good. So that I would make you that.
Okay, hell yeah, dude.
What's your pasta?
I brought you
T-Bob?
food
Make me a
before.
little carbonara.
What's your signature pasta?
Mine,
What's
it's
your pasta fastball.
So again, it is now. I know people are going to roll their eyes at this, but it's just spaghetti meatballs. But the thing is, it's not really. It's a little bit maybe about some of the technique I use. Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna finish it in the sauce in the cast iron, throw some pasta water in there, all that. But really, it's just about the ingredients.
Yeah.
You know. I get the fresh noodles from Canatella's.
Yeah.
I get fresh meat from Iverstein's. Now, granted, I could make a fresh red sauce, but I like the Mangione sweetness, which I know is a bit anti-true Italian. But it does create, in my opinion, a delicious spaghetti with more of a red meat sauce than even meatballs, because I don't do the meatballs necessarily.
Yeah. Man. Now I'm so hungry. I could eat Jake right now.
I need to. What? I need to figure out more. I want to learn how to make a great fettuccine or a great Alfredo sauce. I need to have a good white sauce pasta dish. And right now I do.
Okay.
I do not. I don't understand the joke behind the Jake line. Where's the connective tissue here? That just seemed like a horny overextension.
I don't know if this is where I saw this yesterday. So it was like this guy like randomly looked up his wife's like 6th grade boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm so hungry I could eat like Zach whoever." And she goes, "What?"
Oh,
like,
is that what it's from?
You say somebody like
do a
you
TikTok trend on you.
Yeah. You say somebody like
My sister sent me these yesterday.
Yeah.
I almost said, but then I was like, no, that's too weird. I've been waiting all show for the perfect moment to do this. I'm so glad we brought up
So
pasta.
you got me. So you got me.
Yeah, so I need you to clip that, Tay-Tay, so I can post it. But I almost said, like, man, I'm so hungry I could eat quad bob right now. I was like, no, I'm going to do...
Nah, that's getting a little pedophilic. Potentially sounding.
Yeah.
Sounding.
But then I was like, no, I'll just say Jake.
Optics are great.
The optics are great. Yes.
The optics are
yes,
not great.
the optics are not great.
I'll show you the videos my sister sent me during the break. They're so funny. Like this girl was like, she's talking to her dad and she's like, I'm so hungry I could eat Keith Evans right now. And Keith Evans is like his business partner.
Yeah.
And then he goes, he's like, what about Michael Evans? He's a little bigger. And I'm like, damn, Michael's out here catching strays on that.
Okay, send me this so I can have a further understanding of it.
It's really funny.
That, to be said, if we're going to eat anybody in the room,
I mean, it'd be you.
I think I'd be the tastiest.
Yeah.
I think I'd be the tastiest for sure.
Yeah.
I've looked at my thighs before and thought about just maybe slicing a little off, just a little bit of, or like my love handles, just get a little fat, little bacon.
Is this something you've thought about?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Be good.
Okay.
Little backstrap. So look, guys, the bottom line is, if you want to take control of your sex life, okay, and you don't want to be spiraling out of control a la Shannon, but you too want to last 10 minutes or maybe longer. You know, you got stamina issues, libido issues, ED issues. You should check out Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Like, okay, for everything, for whatever, you know, Shannon, if whatever you want to say about him, he is jacked, you know, and I would assume that he's on the tee. And so you should go into Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness today, yourgoodwood.com. You should get your labs drawn, see what's going on in your body, and let them customize a plan to get you where you want to be. Because we don't have to settle for mediocrity. And that's in everyday life. That's in the bedroom as well. So, like, if you are having low energy, low libido, you're aging, you don't have to go quietly into that good night. Okay? We can rage against the dying of the light. And we can do so with Goodwood and take advantage of the latest technologies and sciences to feel good and young and strong and confident once again. And it's a very easy process. I want to get my labs drawn. It was great. Go to Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. So I was thinking about LSU football coming out of spring yesterday. And maybe what some of the biggest developments were. And, you know, it's been a quiet front as far as LSU football is concerned. Not a lot of massive news on the football field or with this roster or anything like else. So maybe one of the quiet developments of spring ball, and again, spring is not where starting positions are 100% nailed down, but it is pole position. You know, it's qualifying for the race that will begin in fall camp. But maybe one of the most pleasant developments have been two of your former highly heralded recruits stepping in to those left tackle and right tackle spots and putting their best foot forward when it comes to being the presumed starter. Now, look, we knew about Tyree Adams at left tackle. He did a very good job during the bowl prep, bowl game. So you have a little bit more evidence there, and he continued that into spring. He had a very good spring out there at left tackle. But it's Weston Davis's emergence at right tackle that I want to highlight here as well. Was Tyree Adams, he was a 5-star. I know Weston Davis was a 5-star. I think Tyree Adams maybe had...
He was like a 5-4.
Yeah, like a 4.5, right? 5 in one, 4 in another. But again, two what you could call 5-star recruits that now appear to be ready to play. And the knock-on effect there is pretty massive for this LSU team in that if those guys can hold it down, and look, you're going to not be a good tackle. How can you not be? I mean, Will Campbell's about to be the first LSU O-lineman drafted in the first round since Alan Faneca. Okay? This has been a long time. And what else that highlights is that this is not traditionally a position group. While LSU's had good O-lines, it's not one traditionally where they have like a ton of premier NFL talent. But Brad Davis has done a hell of a job. And if Weston Davis and Tyree Adams end up being very good tackles, that's a very impressive pipeline being established by Brad Davis. Like we always think about in football going from a great quarterback to a great quarterback and how much success that sets you up for. Well, it's almost just as hard to do that at the two tackle positions. And at least with the potential of these guys, with what we've seen out of them thus far and what we saw out of spring, it looks like you may be well positioned to do so. And yeah, you'll probably take a step back in pass blocking. I think it'd be impossible not to, but maybe you take a step forward in the run game, right? So it's great to see those two young guys asserting themselves on time, on schedule, as highly recruited guys, and saying, okay, it's now our time to step into that role, and we are ready with Tyree Adams and Weston Davis. But what it also allows is for real deep competition to breed on the interior. Because all of a sudden now, Josh Thompson can kick back down to guard if Davis ends up winning that right tackle job. And now let's count the amount of players that you're going to have competing for those interior three positions. You got Braylon Moore, DJ Chester, who can play center or guard. You have Paul Mabinga. You'll have Josh Thompson. Bordelon's in the mix. Who am I missing? That's 5.
Cohen Eccles has got a lot of run.
Yes, Cohen Eccles has got to run.
Solomon Thomas, 5-star freshman.
So right there, if you include Thomas, it is 7 guys for 3 positions. And in DJ Chester, Braylon Moore, and Josh Thompson, those are guys that have started full seasons on the D1 level. You throw Paul Mabinga in there, he started half a season, and while he struggled at the beginning, he continued to get better and better. That's 4 very experienced guys for 3 positions. So the emergence of Weston Davis and Tyree Adams holding down those spots on the edges gives you the potential to have a very good offensive line once again, even if it is somewhat inexperienced on those edges. Something that I'm definitely going to be looking out for come fall camp is going to be how that interior sorts out. And I don't know how exactly it will, but that's a lot of talent thrown at the wall at those 3 positions. And so whoever does win the job, I think you can count on being very good. And like I said, sure, you may take a step back pass blocking, but you may take a step forward in the run department. And you want to talk about alleviating pressure on Garrett Nussmeier. Part of the problem with Garrett Nussmeier last year was he felt as if he had to do everything. Think back to how you felt on 3rd and 1 last season. You had to engage in gimmicks, jet sweep motions where you're dumping out. You had no confidence that you could line up and run it. And what it led to was Garrett having to play perfect, having to feel like he did everything. What if you could give him a solid run game that could average 5 yards a carry? A solid run game that could make those 3rd and short so much easier. A solid run game that could set you up on 2nd and manageable and keep you on schedule. A solid run game that could set up play action. The knock-on effect there is huge. So again, shout out to Weston Davis. Shout out to Tyree Adams. Their emergence this spring, one of the keys for this LSU football team. All right, when we get back, let's check in with Jacob Hester on the phone. He's about to be back in his hotel room up there in Lambeau. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Guys, go to coolprohvac.com, coolprohvac.com. If you need to make sure that your system is good to go with summer around the corner, I think it's going to be like high 80s by this weekend, so then hot weather's coming. And you want to make sure that you avoid any catastrophic breakdowns where, well, first off, you're just going to be miserable, but second off, it's going to cost. Though, again, if that does happen, CoolPro has excellent financing options available to make sure that you and your family can afford it. It's not too much of a lift or burden on you. But you can help to avoid some of these by going ahead and being proactive and getting your system checked out by CoolPro today. And they'll let you know exactly what's going on. And in working with them, you're going to figure out why this local company with local employees has such great reviews and has so much belief. And maybe you want to check out the CoolPro Pro plan. $99 for an entire year. You get 24/7 monitoring, 1-hour service windows, and priority scheduling. Go to coolprohvac.com today.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team color, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Bend Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Yes, it's me again, and I'm back.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Let's go up to Lambeau. Boots on the ground. I'm talking to our guy, Jacob Hester, who's up there covering the draft for Sirius XM Radio, NFL Radio. Jake, what's up, man? What's going on?
What's up, Bob? How we doing? How we living? The weather up here is not great, so the draft is outside. So there's a little panic in the air there, and we're about to see if this infrastructure can handle all these people. But outside of that, everything's great.
So you're alluding to a bit of a disaster there, and you said yesterday even that you were set up doing the radio, and what the NFL made you move. It seems like you are casting doubt upon the city of Lambeau's ability to be ready for what's coming their way.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. We were yesterday. They couldn't really control, so we were outside at the Play 60 event, and all the guys that are actually here in Green Bay, they were out there and coaching up all the kids, and so it was a lot of fun. But we were interviewing. It might have been Cam Ward, and there was lightning, and so since we were outside, the NFL was like, nope, got to shut it down. And we're like, well, we got to keep going for a little bit because we don't have anything here to throw it to. our hosts for the next show aren't in studio yet. We don't have anything ready to go in the can, and so we're live on NFL radio. So, yeah, it was a little struggle, a little back and forth. Luckily, we just kept delaying and acted like we were getting our stuff together and found a way to get enough segments together. So, yeah, not a great start yesterday, but there's so many people. Kansas City and Detroit, the two that I've done, just hundreds of thousands of people. And, those cities, it was packed and a little chaotic at times, and their infrastructure was just, obviously able to handle it. We're going to see. I hope for the best. I hope I can come back and tell our boy Flynn that his city did great, but we will see, because this is very small town vibes.
Okay, so as far as who you've talked to thus far, what have been the highlights?
We had a chance yesterday. I mean, we kind of had the who's who. We had Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, as I said, Ashton Genty, who incredible interview. I could have talked to him for like 2 hours. Tedero McMillan, our guy Will Campbell was really good, as he always is. So yesterday was a lot of fun because we've covered all those guys for a long time, and getting a chance to really sit down and have conversations with them. Travis was great. He wanted to talk about bass fishing, and so we got into that a little bit. That's his favorite thing to do, and a very just very chill. And you would not know that is the Heisman Trophy winner, who's a unicorn on the football field. But so he was good. But Cam Ward was incredible. I asked him, I was like, man, because, he stays in the pocket, and he doesn't really ever panic, and he'll be flat-footed at times and just letting everything develop. And I was like, man, how do you do that, playing against these guys, these grown men with bad intentions? He said, my intentions are worse.
That's a good line, dude.
And I was like, oh, my God, off the top of the dome. So, man, he was highly, highly impressive, but all these young men were. It was a very good group. So
you feel like you see now why Cam Ward did so well in the interview portion of all this, and why the Titans have been so sure and not even fielding any calls that he's going to be their quarterback.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just sitting there talking to him for like 10 to 12 minutes. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. I understand it, and loved all his answers about his journey and when he was at Incarnate Word and just, in the FCS level, he's like, look, that's where I was supposed to be at that time. And I was supposed to make my teammates better, and football is football. And I enjoyed my time. Every answer. And it wasn't like, oh man, this guy's been, coached up to go, because like I said, most of the answers he had were questions that were probably ones he hadn't gotten before, just to try to see where he was. And man, he blew me away. So yeah, I completely understand it. So some people I talked to in the front office that are quarterback, they got a need there, but, they're not going to have the number one pick. But I was asking them beforehand, who was really impressive, in the group that they had. And he was the first name that came out of their mouth. And so, yeah, it's no surprise that he blew the Titans away either.
Yeah, and it comes at a time when there's crazy anonymous takes on Shadur's meetings and whatnot, which we're going to get to. But you mentioned you could talk to Ashton Genty for hours. Now, it's looking like he's probably not going to be available at 9. I mean, both the Jags and the Raiders appear to be very interested at 5 and 6. What was it about Genty that had you so intrigued?
Incredibly well-spoken, military family, has moved all over the place, T-Bob. I mean, all over the place. Virginia, Florida, Texas. Never let it become an excuse why he ended up at Boise State. Didn't have any Power 4 offers from any of the teams. As he said, from the South, where I wanted to stay, because he was in Texas at the time. And, just loved all the ways that he was breaking down some of the run game stuff. We got into some zone runs, some gap scheme stuff, and, where he kind of sees his stuff excelling. And, it was funny because we were like, how's it going to feel to run the football when everybody in the stadium doesn't know that you're going to get it?
True.
He's like, man, look, I use that to my advantage. And when I'm having these meetings with these teams, I let them know if they need me to carry the load. I've done that before. I'm willing to do it again. So just a great young man. You could tell, man, he was raised by a great family, like I said, military family, and he's going to be successful. Whatever happens with him, he's going to be a highly successful young man. So, man, he's bigger than I thought too.
Really?
He doesn't look nearly like that when I watched him on TV. So very impressive young man.
So this is firmly rumor season here. Has there been any? Have you managed to get any backroom insider smoke on the streets about maybe some surprise moves or anything percolating coming up tonight in round one?
I mean, really, I've been trying to ask people about the Saints move just because we're highly intrigued, and anybody that I've kind of seen, anybody that does this basically every single day, I've just been trying to get what the Saints are going to do, and almost everybody I asked think that they're going edge defender, either Walker from Georgia or Williams from Georgia.
Wow.
I know it's not the most exciting pick, at least in all jokes aside, at least it is from a Power 4 school and not a Group of 5 school, because I just don't think that the backlash from that would be something that anybody would want. But
Can't go Mike Green.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you go Mike Green, even if, Mike Green's a really good player, it's just like after the way, you've taken him out of Houston and UTSA, I just don't think people would be excited about that. But I don't know, man. It's like the Saints continue to want to go into the trenches. I mean, this would make 14 of like the last 16 first-round picks, maybe, or something crazy like that. That would be up front.
Right?
It'd be like on the line of scrimmage. And look, you have not hit there, and a lot of your draft choices. I mean, you've had some big misses as well. So like maybe that's not where you need to go. Maybe you need to try to hit somebody else in the first round, maybe an offensive skill player, because your track record right now on edges and guys up front and offensive linemen, the hit rate's not great.
I mean, that is kind of insane to think about, because you're trying to do the unsexy but the solid thing. You're
Right.
trying to do the right thing by taking your medicine and saying, no, we have to commit to winning in the trenches. You just suck at drafting.
Yeah.
Has there been any Derek Carr whispers or anything in NFL circles? Like, have any guys been asking you about? Have you heard anything about it?
Yeah, I was just about to say, so like actually people have been asking me about it.
Yeah, I figured.
Hey, what's the buzz down there? Like, this looks really bad from where I'm sitting. I'm like, oh, buddy, it looks worse from where I'm sitting. Trust me. And they're like, what do Saints fans think about it? I'm like, oh my God. If they would drive him to the state line in any direction, Texas, Arkansas, or Mississippi, you get to pick, and they might just drop him in the Gulf if that's an option that's available as well. So, like everybody that I talk with that's been in the league for like a long time, like I was talking with somebody that's, I think, like 28 years in the league. He's like, man, I've never seen or heard anything like this.
Ooh.
But I'm trying to think of the way he put it. He's like, but Carr's been known to do stuff adjacent to this throughout his career. And he didn't really dive in to what he meant there, but he's like, yeah, he's basically done stuff like this before, but not to this level.
Ugh. So it's so the national perspective is just as bad as we thought. It's not just us locally losing sight of the forest or the trees. The national guys think this situation just stinks all the way around as well.
Yeah. And,
Great.
On both fronts, drafting and the Derek Carr.
What did to wrap up here, we'll go with one of our favorite guys. How was it interviewing old Will Campbell, the swaggiest old lineman in the state, about being, he's going to be the first round lineman taken since Alan Faneca?
I know. I saw. Dude, that's wild.
That's wild.
You start thinking of Whitworth. He's like, no, he's a second round guy. I know LSU's had success with offensive linemen that didn't have like long NFL careers, but that's a long time ago, T. And so, like, you start thinking about some of the guys that have been through there, but I mean, Will's definitely deserving, and he's going to hear his name called really, really early. And he was good as always. And we were asking about the arm length, and he's like, man, he told a story. He's like, I got my first offer when I was 14 years old from Louisiana Monroe out of a camp, and Louisiana Monroe was worried about my arm.
No way, dude.
Yeah, at 14 years old. So he's like, I've been dealing with this for a long time. He said, put on the tape, watch me work, watch me in practice, and that's where you'll see my arm length doesn't matter. He said, I've been working with these things my whole life, and I've done pretty well and gotten pretty far with them.
That's funny. I feel like when you were quoting Will just now, your accent deepened.
I thought about going full Will Campbell. I was like, God, midway through I failed a little bit.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I did sense a little bit of it. Okay,
I was
perfect.
telling EJ, I was like, EJ, just get ready. I was like, we work with Jimbo every Tuesday. That's like the fast country accent.
Yeah.
You're about to get the slowest version there is out there. And he's like, oh, really? I was like, oh, just and then he said one word. EJ looked at me. His eyes got big. He's like, yeah, you're right. He goes, my man was talking so smooth, I think he was singing to me.
That's a good line. Oh, that's a great line, dude. Well, I look forward to hearing from Will Campbell tonight when he's most likely drafted 4th overall in New England Patriots. So, all right, Jake, keep kicking ass. Where can everybody find all your coverage over the next few days?
Yeah, so we're going to do 5-hour shows tonight and tomorrow. Those will both be on Channel 84 College Sports Radio. And then on Saturday, I'll be in the nitty-gritty of it doing the, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round. And that coverage is going to be on NFL Radio. I'll be with Neuheisel and Jason Horowitz and Jim Miller on those shows. And so all day. There's no time because nobody knows how long the draft's going to take on Saturday, but we'll be there.
Have fun. Jake Hester live from Lambeau. We'll check in again tomorrow. Take it easy, Jake.
All right. See y'all.
All right. When we get back, let's close out hour 2.
Off the bench.
Get Gordon and get it done. Get somebody who's going to fight for you and get you what you deserve. When you get in an accident, that is, it's a bad place to be. And what can make a bad place worse is when you deserve just recompense and these big companies don't want to give it to you because they feel like they can take advantage of you. They can lean on you. You need somebody who's going to advocate for you. You need somebody who's going to fight for you, and that's where Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys comes into play. You can go to getgordon.com. You can see all the different cases they handle. You can see past results from customers. You can fill out a consult form right there online, or you just call 888-8888 and start the process. You can also follow them on social media at Get Gordon and see a lot of great content with your favorite athletes, members of the G team, as Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys continues to be one of the premier sponsors of your favorite LSU athletes. So again, guys, get results that speak for themselves. Get Gordon and get it done.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parrishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs. From your hometown, parrishbuilt.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar.
Take your spot, man.
Welcome back to more sports talk with some other stuff mixed in. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Welcome back to OTB. Oh, somebody didn't mention today because there's a lot going on. Flage officially announcing that she will be returning for her senior season. Now, we knew she had skipped the WNBA draft. Maybe what I had not realized is that there was some smoke on the street that she could potentially enter the transfer portal, which, again, you know, it's a weird time in college sports. It's a time which which turns many people off, but you're almost arguably not doing your due diligence if you don't at least kind of put that threat out there, because that's what creates leverage for you to get paid by the place that you are already at. You know, it's nasty, but it's business, and it's something that everybody does in nearly every facet of business when it comes to trying to maximize their take-home pay. But the good news is Flage coming back for her senior season to LSU, told Front Office Sports she will not enter the fringe transfer portal. This is coming off of her All-American year. And what's maybe the most one of the most intriguing aspects to me is, you think of this as a local story. I saw this on ESPN on the homepage. You know how the ESPN.com homepage has those top stories. Now, a bit of that is algorithmic. They're going to put some things in front of you, but there are multiple articles up right now. National story: Flage returning for her senior season to coach Mulkey once more into the fray. All right, coming up next, I'm hoping to catch up with Jay Johnson, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We do have Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson coming up at 9:15. If we don't go to Jay, I want to talk about Shooter Sanders. Also, there is some breaking Jackson Dart news, which is in terms of teams that may have him as their QB1 outside of Cam Ward, obviously, that may affect the New Orleans Saints. So we'll get into all this as we continue to prepare for the draft party tonight at Don Juan's. Come out tonight, although Taylor and Alondra will not be there because they're not Foxhole guys. Many of us will. Me and Rivers are starting the show at 7. We'll have Handy, we'll have Ott, we'll have Matt. It's going to be a great time. Alondra's shaking her head. She's very upset with me right now. All right, hour 3 of OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench.
Go to K to Z Interiors and Outdoor Living if you want to bring your home to the next level. KTOZBlinds.com is the website to get in touch with Brandon Barton's team Brandon built this thing from the ground up over decades now with Sweatquity, pounding the pavement. And what comes with that? 10,000 hours, man. He is an expert when it comes to how your home interacts with the sun at any given part of the day and all of the different options, both aesthetically and functionally, to make your home the best it can possibly be. And we work with all price points. So if you're at a starter home you're just beginning, or you're in the home of your dreams, either way, there's value to be gained here. And maybe it's something like drop-down exterior shading. If you have like an outdoor kitchen or something, outdoor television, you want to stay cool while you're grilling, you want to keep the glare off the television, even cool the interior of your home, they got you. Drapes, shutters, shades, blinds, all of it at K to Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Go to KTOZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the 2025 Jeep Compass Sport for only $23,995. $23,995 or 2025 Jeep Compass with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Thursday, April 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 81 in hour 3 of today's show. We'll talk about the latest breaking news in the 2025 NFL Draft as it gets kicked off tonight at around 7 o'clock. And we'll have our Munchies segment with LSU Executive Chef Michael Johnson. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, 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 yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Dude, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Scott Knight says, love how T-Bob just threw Alondra and Taylor under the bus real quick. Alondra said, I guess working 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. plus isn't
into the
foxhole.
break to be like, oh, I know, because Bo came in here and you're like, yeah, Bo, I'm sad Alondra's not going to be there either.
Yeah,
like,
no,
look,
I know. Yeah, no, it's cool.
Trying to guilt me into, like,
No,
going.
I know. No, I hate that I like hanging out with you. I agree.
In T-Bob's defense,
I apologize.
Everyone says, like,
I apologize that I want to spend time with you because you're my friend.
If there's people in this building that need to work more, it probably is me and Alondra. So, T-Bob probably nailed that one.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
We work the least hours here.
We do.
Look, y'all are young. Y'all can handle it. It's good for you. Builds character, guys. And I'm proud of you. I want you to know I'm not being dismissive. I am proud of you. You both work your ass off. That's why I like having you on the show so much. That's why y'all are so good, because you work your ass off. Just saying I want to hang out with you. I don't know. Yeah. It's cool. Dude.
I hate this because, like, that it's...
I know it's actually getting to you and actually making you think about trying to push yourself to come.
Really,
Well, Taylor's lucky because he actually can't because it's a rehearsal dinner.
Yeah.
You can't miss out, unless you actually cared about me.
What do what do you actually do at a rehearsal dinner? You know, like
No. I'm going to stop you there because I love weddings in general, and it makes me sad that I'm too old now and never get to go to any anymore. Even though I know at your age you're probably sick of them because they seemingly are nonstop and they're expensive and whatever, but like you're going to miss them when they're gone. But no, I think a good rehearsal dinner is one of life's greatest pleasures. To be in a room filled with that much love and everybody telling great stories and tears flowing, and the awkward moments. The person that talks for way too long, the person that makes it about themselves, like all of that. I love rehearsal dinners.
I will say it will be a little nostalgic tonight. It is my sister-in-law's wedding, and they are doing the rehearsal dinner at the same place me and Victoria did ours.
There you go.
Oh, cute.
So, see, there you go. Exactly. Good vibes all around. Yeah. You know, maybe draft night's a bit odd. Are they Catholic? Is that the Friday wedding?
No,
wow.
we are not. That was just when they could book the venue.
I know there's something about Friday weddings and Catholics, even though I don't know exactly what it is.
You know, I think you're onto something. I've been to 2 Catholic weddings, and I'm pretty sure they were both on Friday.
Nookie says, I guess we aren't even going to talk about Alondra Rivers' new podcast. If Taylor had a new podcast, I'd have led the show with it. What is I saw the teaser picture. What is the concept of the new pod?
Yeah, I guess I wasn't really going to, we weren't really going to talk about it until we were fully going to.
Okay, you don't have to talk about it then.
No, I mean, it's
you
fine.
can just say it's in the works.
No, yeah, we're
do a teaser for the teaser.
Yeah, we're going to be releasing it in a couple weeks. It's just going to be Rivers and I talking about sports. It's more like the pop culture side of it.
All right,
and
cool.
Stuff like that. So I'm very excited. We're both very excited about it. It's going to be like Name One Player, the Name One Player podcast. Because, you know, we're both girls, and a lot of girls, whenever we're talking about sports, like, okay, well, name one player. Or like,
I see. Yeah.
Or like this happened to me one time where I had like an AC/DC shirt on, and this guy at a bar was like, what do you know about AC/DC? And my dad was like, tell him what you do for work.
Oh my God.
I was like, I DJ on a rock station.
What a douche comment.
Yeah.
What do you know about AC/DC?
I mean, I know quite a bit.
Should have hit him with, what do you know about these nuts? Get out of my face.
Yeah, we're both really excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do like little celebrity guests. We use the term celebrity very loosely. Like we might have you on.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Let's go.
So we're excited.
Y'all can probably name more players than I can now. Is the only problem.
I'm going to put out like a video soon. I started editing it last night where it's just literally us naming players.
Like all sports
like the most,
too, or?
Yeah. We did like NBA, MLB, NFL. We did
Rugby?
all of it. Oh,
And
no
that's
rugby,
in-
I mentioned some softball players. We did Becky Hammond in there. Yeah.
That's also that's in the brand new podcast studios here on floor 2, which I know you had a hand in creating. It looks very good.
Yes.
It's open for public. Is it open yet for public rental?
Yeah.
If you want to record a pod.
Yeah, if you want to rent the podcast studio, or if you're thinking about recording a podcast and starting one up, we can help you with that here, I guarantee. Like with all of it.
There you go.
Like
I can actually give you a discount on the rental.
Nobody
too.
was talking to you, Taylor.
discounts.
If you just want to Venmo me $20, there's a window in there I can let you in.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I like
we
that
can work
little
something
side
out.
hustle.
Yeah, man.
Well,
take
that's
away
very
from
cool.
me.
I look forward to the Name One Player podcast.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of
I like
fun.
that.
You know, River's gonna be there tonight, so I don't know. I wanted to come like
Don't give in. Don't
Man,
do it.
he's like really guilting me real bad.
I'm letting you know, like,
And
I'm gonna be disappointed if I find out.
And I bet I go, and he doesn't even like talk to me the entire time that we're there.
Wow. Normally when you're at Don Juan, first off, you're normally actually working.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm working the room and getting drunk. You know, it's a hard job.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm fully committed
And I've
to it.
never drank while I've been at Don Juan.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's crazy.
I think
to
somebody
me.
like bought us a shot one time and I took it, but other than that, I've never. I think it was our guy Club.
Shout out Club.
Shout out
love
Club. He's the
I
best.
love our whole Don Juan crew. I'm hoping to see many of them tonight. So there is some interesting news starting to break. According to ESPN's Dan Graziano, Jackson Dart is apparently the Giants' QB1. And I mean QB1 behind Cam Ward, right? Like we're taking Cam Ward out of all conversations. What this potentially means is, well, quite a few things. First, it could spur a bit of a bidding war between the New Orleans Saints and the Giants if the Giants don't want to go Dart early. And there's a few different things that the Giants could do here. They could trade back, let's say, because somebody wants Abdul Carter, and then maybe they take Dart at like 8, 10, whatever, something like that, right? Or they could trade back, take another player, and then with the capital gained by trading back, move back up to draft Dart a little bit later on. It also comes into factor, what do the Steelers have Jackson Dart rated? Is he their quarterback over Shedeur? Because if that's the case, then all of a sudden trying to trade up to 21 or to 20 right ahead of Pittsburgh becomes a potential option. And so, I guess my continued take on this is I do not want to get into a bidding war over one of these quarterbacks that are all seemingly equally risky. And yet it appears that if the Saints really want Jackson Dart, that is maybe what it's going to have to take to get.
My opinion has always been, if you want Jackson Dart, that's fine. Everyone's like, oh, they could trade up in the second to the back half of the first. My opinion has always been you have to get to 20 overall to get Jackson Dart because I've looked into it quite a bit. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers also have Jackson Dart as their QB1, not Shedeur Sanders. So if you want Jackson Dart, I think you got to get to 20 because you got to get over Pittsburgh. But now that the Giants possibly want Jackson Dart, you may have to jump over them. What are you willing to give up is the thing. Like, I'm to the point now to where, do I absolutely love Jackson Dart? No. I mean, I don't love any quarterback in the draft, but I trust Kellen Moore's evaluation of quarterbacks because he's been with Dak, Herbert, Jalen Hurts, all three different types of players. Yeah. He's had success with all of them. So, I mean, hell, if he wants Jackson Dart, like, I kind of want Jackson Dart. Like, if that's your guy, go get him.
That's true. I mean, crucial. Yeah, I mean, look, you can never, if it's your quarterback, you can never, that is the warped logic of the quarterback position. The price is never too high, even if it maybe feels bad in the short term, but it is risky. The price, it might not ever be too high, but it does get increasingly risky, and it looks like the Dart market, the Dart web, if you will, continues to develop and to heat up here. But like, I don't know, man. I guess the question is, if the grouping is Dart, Shedeur, Shuck, who Shuck remains very unexciting to me, despite the fact that I get he's got the size, he's got the physical tools. He only had one real good year of college, but did play in a more pro-style system. But it's Shuck, it's Dart, it's Shedeur. Is there another quarterback in that grouping that I'm missing? I mean, Will Howard's later on, along with some of those other guys.
Milrose's the wild card.
Milroe. Yes, those are the four. Can you get one of those four at 40?
Do you like all four of them is also a thing. Like,
I don't know if it is, though. At least not in my opinion. Like, I don't need to be in love with any of them if I view them all to be relatively risky, relatively equal, and I think I can get one of them at 40. I would wait. I'd wait till 40.
How many QBs do you think go tonight? This is the thing. Yeah, that's what it's going to boil down to. Because even in the second round, Cleveland's 33 overall. They're not taking a QB at 2. Do they take one at 33? The Raiders aren't going to take a QB at 6. They're ahead of you in the second round. The Giants are ahead of you in the first and the second round.
Yeah.
I don't think
the Giants are definitely taking one ahead of you.
You're going to have to move up if you want a guy. If you want one of those four. Or at least you think you are. I mean, are all of them going to take QBs? I don't know, but they all should.
Here's to hoping that potentially maybe the Saints could trade back, get some more capital, and take away some of the price to be paid to move up. I just don't know exactly how they would make that happen. But it's going to be something that we'll continue to break down, continue to monitor, and something that could pop off almost immediately given tonight's draft. Be watching that third slot very closely as to whether or not the Giants make a move back, who they end up taking. We'll see. And then Avo says, like, just take Quinn Ewers in round 3, right? I mean, that's or maybe even at 40. Like that's in play as well. Is he that much worse than those guys? I don't know. We'll get to Shedeur Sanders maybe a bit later on. Coming up next, let's go ahead and talk to our guy, Chef Michael Johnson, for some Munchies here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. 52. You have plumbing problems, go to the place that's been fixing plumbing issues for 50 years, guys. Flat rate pricing, licensed, bonded, insured employees. They send you information about ahead of time so you can trust who's coming into your home. A great warranty once the work is done. What that ensures that the Payne family is giving you a painless process that gives you peace of mind every single step along the way. And it's not just problems. So again, 24/7 emergency service. If you got like a big weekend coming up, people come to town, something goes wrong, we can be there immediately to help you out. But also, what if you want to explore like a bathroom remodel? It's a really good gift idea for you, the wife, whoever cares about that the most. Make that bathroom the bathroom of your dreams. Or if you want to do something like a tankless water heater, never run out of hot water again, there's one stop for all of it, and it's centralplumbing.org, 925-8582, centralplumbing.org.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of ballers and they pockets full grown. And all you fellas, leave your girl with her friends. Cause it's 11:30 and the club is jumping, jumping. Always say you got a girl, yeah, it's true, you got a man. But the party ain't gon' stop, so let's take it high. Last week and you stayed at
Welcome to the 7th ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Excuse me. Right now, it is time to talk to our guy. We do it every single Thursday at 9:15, and that is Munchies with Executive Chef Michael Johnson.
Get ready to tantalize your taste buds and leave this segment hungry. This is Munchies with Executive Chef Michael Johnson. Let's eat.
Chef, what's going on, brother? Happy draft day.
Yeah, happy draft day.
Dixon, go get my swimmies, man. Shoot.
Yeah, it's a wet one. It's a wet one out there. Chef, what is the wettest food that that you would eat? Do you think, or that you would cook, for that matter?
A soup.
Outside, okay, fair. What about outside of a soup? Is there a food that you would describe as wet that is also kind of solid?
You know, when you mentioned that, so when I was at the Seahawks, we did this dish. You know what pho is, right?
Love pho.
Yeah. So we made a pho-rito. And so we would take like a massive, like an oversized burrito tortilla and put the noodles and the meat and, you know, like the collagen, the everything in the burrito wrap and wrap it up. And then we would give it, sell it with a bowl of pho broth so that you could take it and dip it and eat it like a sandwich, but it would stay together, right? Like, I think that, you know, like it's kind of, you're enjoying the loveliness of pho and how, you know, warm and I mean, it's soppy mess, right?
Yeah.
But you got to be able to be portable with it and not, you know, like eating soup in a stadium seat is not easy. And so we recreated a dish that, and, you know, like it was soppy mess. Once you dip that in, it was messy, but it wasn't like eating a bowl of soup messy. So I don't know. I think that was one of my favorite dishes that we had.
A wet Rito.
Yep.
Maybe like take a bite, then chase it with the broth. Oh,
yeah.
It'd be so good. It's one of my favorite things to do is to take a bite of food, then chase it with a drink. Hashtag Munchies. Which tiramisu should I make? Classic, lemon, or key lime pie?
Oh, man, that's tough. I don't know. I think I woke up, you know, like, I think I feel like a lemon today. The key limes are good, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I'm feeling lemony.
Hashtag Munchies. Have you ever experienced a counterfeit seafood situation?
I've been to a place where they were selling, and this was before, so there's truth of menu laws, and I think that's what they're referring to is where they're selling a piece of fish and advertising it as, say, grouper, and when it's actually tilapia. And yes, it used to happen all the time because Louisiana didn't have truth of menu laws. Mm-hmm. Truth of menu laws protect the consumer. And if you know what a grouper is and you know what a grouper tastes like, you know, you can pay $18, $20 a pound for grouper versus, you know, I don't know, $4 or $5 a pound for tilapia. And if somebody doesn't know what they're doing or, you know, like it's false advertisement, right?
Yes.
And I mean, I did catch a place doing that. It was here in town. I'm not going to say the name of the place, but, you know, I walked in and immediately I was like, oh, man, you guys have grouper. I was like, is the grouper fresh? Is it actually grouper? And she was like, well, yes. Why would we have grouper on the menu if it wasn't grouper? And I was like, just ask the chef if it's actually grouper. And if it's not grouper, just bring me the soft shell crab, okay? So she brought the fish out. And I looked at it, and I was like, ma'am, that's not grouper. And she was like, sir, you haven't even tried that fish yet.
And you know she doesn't know, right? Like it's not on her. That's on the higher level guys there.
Yeah, right. And I was like, I put my fork in it, took a bite out of it, and I said, it's not grouper. And she said, and what do you think it is? I said, that's tilapia. And she went back in and I said, can you please just bring me the soft shell crab? And so she got huffy with me. And then she came back with the soft shell crab and she's like, oh my God, how did you know that was tilapia?
She had no idea it was a ringer.
No idea. And, you know, I mean, anybody who's been around seafood for a while, you know, I mean, you might be able to sneak snapper for grouper or something of that nature, but I mean, I've even worked at not worked at places. I've been to places in their kitchens where they took like drum and pounded it out and kind of, you know, like every fish that they served, they pounded out to where it was paper thin and then cooked it so that you really couldn't see, you know, as much of the character of the fish, which is, you know, it's kind of similar but not the same exactly. But yeah, I mean, there have been many restaurants that made, you know, I mean, honestly, brother, restaurants don't make tons of money. They don't, you know, like you have to have your stuff together. Just, I mean, the percentage, it's more than a grocery store, but it's less than, you know, a lot of other businesses, because everything is volatile. You have so much waste. You know, you have theft. You got, you know, the way a restaurant survives really usually is because of the alcohol service. So there's been a lot of restaurants that have capitalized a great deal off of selling tilapia as grouper or something similar to that nature.
Hashtag Munchies. If you had to cook a meal for the Saints' new 2025 first-round pick, what would you make them?
Well, that's a good one, man. Probably anything you wanted. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it just depends on who it is, where they're from, and what they like. You know, I'm a people pleaser, right? So, I mean.
How about this then? Let's say, now he's not going to go to the Saints. Will Campbell's going to get drafted at 4. You've cooked for Will Campbell many times.
Yeah.
What would Will Campbell want as his first-round draft pick meal?
Yeah, it's going to have some pasta in it, some just kind of good old country home cooking. That's who Will is. You know what I mean? He's not high maintenance. He likes pasta and steaks and stuff like that. And you know, like lasagna, I think, is one of his go-tos. So we would tear that up for sure.
Hashtag Munchies. What state and region of the United States has the worst cuisine?
That's a good one, man. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards the Southwest. Like, I do love Southwest food, but you know, like if you go straight up the Midwest into like, there's good cuisine up there, but they just don't know what seasoning is.
I know.
And
like crazy.
Like Northern Midwest is kind of pushing the envelope on what tasty is, you know, and the Southwest has some pretty tasty food with chilies and stuff. So I'm going to say upper Midwest is probably going to be the most bland, you know, as far as food is concerned. But they do have some good. I know some good chefs that are from up that way, and they do have some good ingredients that come from around there. But as far as the cuisine itself, you know, I think it's going to be the most bland in upper Midwest. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies. Do you prefer using the left or the right burner?
That's a good question, man. I think I'm a right guy, to be honest with you. Yeah.
I'm a back burner guy because I'm terrified of my kid running up and grabbing it and spilling the hot plate onto them.
Yeah, well, I am adamant about turning my pot handles in so that they don't hang over. And even when I'm sautéing, you know, like or if I'm cooking with one of my kids, you know, like when my son loves to cook with me, and so I'll walk over and correct him. But he's gotten a lot better about it for sure. Though he's, you know, 15 now, so he gets it. But you know, cooking with an 8-year-old son who can barely peek over the oven, you know, like you have to be careful about that kind of stuff. And so not only that, I mean, in a professional kitchen, you know, if you leave the handles hanging out and somebody walks by and you got a pot of boiling water on it, brother, you're going to wear it. I've actually had that happen to me before, and it's not anything pleasant.
Hashtag Munchies. What if I use tortellini for my pastalaia?
It sounds interesting. You know, I don't have a problem with it. I think, you know, like it would be interesting if you put the jambalaya inside of the tortellini. Like if you made your own tortellinis and stuffed it with the pulp or with the pork and stuff. You know, that sounds kind of, and then kind of made a pastalaia. You know, like made a jambalaya-ish sauce with I don't know. I mean, the tortellini itself is going to get beat up if you're trying to you know, make it exactly like pastalaia. But I think if you put the ingredients, you know, like inside of the tortellini and made a little sauce that was jambalaya-esque, you know, and I want to say tomatoes, but a lot of people don't put tomatoes in the jambalaya. I kind of like the acidity of tomato in my jambalaya. You know, you got brown jambalayas, you got red jambalayas, and I don't mind a red jambalaya at all. So, you know, you can kind of mimic the jambalaya, a red jambalaya over the pasta. But I don't have a problem with it. I like playing around with food, you know, so I think you know, if you like it, that's what matters most.
Well, speaking of playing around and getting a little jazzy, hashtag Munchies, tell us a time when you had to divert from the original cooking plan and the dish turned out better than what you had originally planned.
Yeah. I mean, one in particular comes to mind, and I was at the Olympics in 2010, and We were, so it was opening ceremonies for the 2010 Olympics, and we had a family come in. It was the family of an athlete that was there, and they had young kids, like 6 and 8, something like that. I'm estimating, but and the athlete was like older sister, right? And they showed up late, and the kitchen had closed, and so the server came back and was like, "Chef, do you have anything to feed these people?" Like, they had young kids, and I mean, it was opening ceremonies of the, like, it was crazy busy. And so they come back, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have anything left of, like, I don't have enough of everything to make an entire dish of any of this stuff. Like, everything was pre-sold in your suite, so you knew exactly how much you needed. It was super expensive food, so we didn't over-purchase, So, I mean, we had little bits and pieces left over, and I ended up throwing together this, it was like a braised, it wasn't belly, but it was like pork shank, right? And some southern, like, greens in it. And I did some charbroiled oysters for them and made them a very kind of Louisiana-esque dish. And the father came back, like, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes later and asked to meet me. And he was like, I don't know what you just did. But my kids just ate all of that food.
Let's go, dude.
My kids are the pickiest kids ever, and they just ate that all of that food. And it was one of those things where you just, you look around, you grab your ingredients, like, it was one of those really proud moments where, it wasn't for the president of the United States. It wasn't for the, like, for anybody super big wig as far as, some of the guests that were there, but they were super appreciative. And that's what a chef's duty is, I mean, that's why we do it. It's just appreciation of the craft, appreciation for the food, even when and doing it for kids, especially, like, if you can get a kid to eat food, because kids they have sharper taste buds, right? Like, their taste buds are a lot more sharper than ours are. And so, if you can get a kid to eat it, man, it's something pretty special too. So I don't know, that one sticks out.
Hashtag Munchies. I'm making barbacoa this weekend. How do I make it stand out?
It's really about the meat for me, and that's slow and low and rest. And, some people will cook barbacoa in a pot and braise it that way, but I like to cook barbacoa like you do in the Midwest and do it over a smoker, slow and low, and wrap it with, like, butcher paper or something to rest it, and then do your chopping and tossing with your ingredients and everything else. Because, and here's something else too. A lot of people will trim the fat before they cook, and like, the beauty of a brisket or something that you would use for barbacoa is that it has a lot of fat on it, right? And so you want that fat to cook down through the meat, and that's trim the fat after it's been cooked and it's warm, and it'll come off easier. Not when it's cold and you're trying to use a knife and you're possibly going to take off meat with the knife. It's counterintuitive.
Hashtag Munchies. Worst burn: caramel/sugar or roux?
Whew. I've had both, and they're both pretty bad. I mean, it's like napalm hitting the skin. I'll tell you this: the worst burn I think I've probably ever had. I was sautéing hot roux, and it splashed up on my eyelid.
Oh my God!
It was. I think it was probably the most painful. It was probably the most painful burn that I've suffered. And it scabbed over, and I could barely open my eye up for like 10 days. Like, it was pretty gnarly, man.
Everybody's very impressed with your casual Olympic story. Just the ability. Oh, I was at the Olympics one time. All right. Last one here. Hashtag Munchies. Does butcher paper provide better benefits for smoking meat versus foil?
Absolutely. A lot of people try to wrap foil up tight, and really that's the deal. There is that butcher paper, it's almost impossible to wrap it up tight, and you want some of the steam to escape. You don't want it steaming further. It's going to toughen the meat. You're wanting to, and not only that, foil actually will reflect the heat back in to an amount that you can actually dry your cut of meat out. The paper, it gets soft and kind of absorbs some of that steam, and the edges, and the creases actually allow the steam in, but it holds just enough in that it allows that meat to rest without drying out. Because when a piece of meat is steaming, it's drying out, like it's losing liquid. So you keep it whole for as long as you can, and that's why you rest it whole, so that the liquids draw back into. And you really, when you're doing this, it's not really drawing the liquids from the outside of the cut of meat back in. It's drawing the liquids from the internal piece of the meat to the outside, so that it's kind of one uniform texture, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the paper just it's softer, right? It's easier on the cut of meat, rather than when you wrap it with foil, you can bend those edges around and it will trap the heat in. The oil or the foil actually reflects the heat, but it radiates the heat back in because it's foil, because it's not permeable. That it's not going to let the steam out, so it's gonna toughen the cut of meat up.
There you go, Chef Michael Johnson, our favorite Michael Johnson of Olympics history, executive chef for LSU Athletics. Chef, thank you so much, man. You're the best.
You guys take care.
There it is. Every single week, we're so lucky to be joined by Chef and his vast pantheon of culinary knowledge. Coming up next, we got a Tay NFL story of the day and more. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Hey, guys, go to Trash Rangers. TrashRangers.com is the website. Look, if you're looking to make the switch and you live in Livingston or Ascension and parts of Livingston or Ascension, you can choose who handles your residential trash pickup, and you can avoid what happened to Tay this morning. Forgot to take out the trash, Tay. And if you had Trash Rangers, that never happened. Why? Because they text you the night before it's your day, so you never forget again, and you get your nagging husband off of your back. Remember, too, if you're a business owner, and let's say you got a front load dumpster that you need emptied 1, 2, 3, even up to 6 times a week, Trash Rangers has your back. And if you need a big roll-off dumpster, 10, 15, 30 yards for a project, again, they have your back. I did some spring cleaning recently, had a big 10-yard dumpster out of my home. So incredibly easy. Navigated it into the driveway, dropped it off for 2 weeks. Great price, great service. They're your neighbors, they're local, they're the best. They're Trash Rangers.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac. Our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Back from the break, where the sports talk gets real. Kinda. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey guys, go to All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota. If you need a new vehicle, Toyota certified used vehicle, you need to rent something for vacay, maybe you're going down to Disney, something like that, man. All-Star has the best selection with the best prices. Also, the body shop and service center are open to all makes and models. So it doesn't have to be All-Star, it doesn't have to be Toyota, and you can take advantage of a rapid turnaround time, free estimates, great lines of communication. It's the people that separate at All-Star. And if you don't know, you will know when you trust me and you go check them out. And if you mention OTB when you go into the body shop and service center, you get $250 towards that deductible. So what are you waiting for? Also got a great tire deal going on right now. Buy 3 tires, get the 4th for just $1. Like we said the other day, that's kind of like the equivalent of drafting a no lineman in the first round. You don't love to do it, but it's something you got to do. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Chad is saying that the latest smoke on the street is the Saints are going to go Jackson Dart at 9. Which earlier in this process, I said that I was down for Shedeur at 9. So to keep in my logic, like if you go Dart at 9, sure, whatever. You don't give up draft capital. Granted, there's a bit of opportunity cost there and maybe the player you could have gotten. But if you really think that he has potential to be QB1, then yes, spending a 9th pick on him is not a problem at all. It also would be, of course, the first time in 50 years. It would also mean that you would draft a first-round quarterback before NASA would get back to the moon. If you don't do that, there's a good chance that NASA gets back first, as I think they're scheduled early next year to be heading back to the moon. How would y'all feel about Dart at 9?
Again, I trust Kellen Moore's evaluation of quarterbacks. If that's his guy, we were talking about it earlier. Hey, maybe the Saints could trade back a little bit and get Jackson Dart. If you love Jackson Dart enough to take him at 20 or wherever, you love him enough to take him at 9, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I mean, true, right? I mean, the price will probably end up being the same when you look at what you'd have to give up to get back to 20. I guess the only interesting thing is if this is truly believed, does it spur a team to jump to 8? Does it spur the Giants to maybe just go there at 3, which would be insane? Meaning Abdul Carter could be there at 4, which in the Patriots would have quite a choice to make. Like, that could be one of those chain reaction effects that throws all of the mock drafts into disarray.
If this is to be believed, I think the Panthers are a team to watch because edge rusher, linebackers kind of been what's been mocked to them. If they want to jump up to 3, trade with the Giants, that does 2 things for them. Yep. You get the best edge rusher in the draft, and it screws up your division rival in the New Orleans Saints because now the Giants are at 8. They're going to take Dart before you can at 9. Like, it will get really interesting.
And you would think Abdul Carter against these Saints tackles could be a matchup that could give you problems for a while.
Yep.
In terms of battling your division rival there. Let's do a little Tay-Tay NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharpe.
Guys, I do believe we went to the moon, by the way. Okay? I do believe we went to the moon. I've never entertained that. I'm not going to entertain that. Anyway.
You're so gullible.
I know. Mugaladra! Y'all can go have your fun with your little moonspiracy theories. Not for me. What is for me is a Tay NFL story of the day. What you got today?
Cam Ward's likely going to go number 1 to the Tennessee Titans, but he's not going to have a great offensive line in front of him. So according to PFF, they have committed $82 million into one of the worst offensive tackles in football. So Dan Moore is a guy they just signed this offseason, 26 years old. He spent his first 4 years in the league with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But in 2024, PFF said that he was so bad that he was rated dead last in the NFL in their offensive tackle ratings. 58th out of 58th. He allowed 12 sacks last season, the most in the NFL. And what did the Tennessee Titans do? 4-year, $82 million deal this offseason. For reference, Super Bowl winning quarterback Jalen Hurts, $21.8 million per year. Dan Moore, $21 million per year. Jordan Mailata, who was ranked as the best offensive tackle in the NFL, according to PFF, makes $1 million more at $22 million per year. Dan Moore set to make $21 million.
I don't understand this at all. How did this happen then?
Tennessee needed offensive linemen. They like Dan Moore. I mean, he's had some good seasons. Like 2024 was a very bad season for him. His first 3 years were not nearly as bad. Just the optics of signing a guy who is the worst offensive tackle graded out in pro football last year, and you're trying to build around a rookie quarterback and giving him $21 million a year is not a great way to get things started out there in Tennessee. So no pressure, Cam Ward, but Dan Moore, who was the 58th ranked offensive tackle last year, making $21 million.
That's crazy. That's
$21 million per year. $82 million over 4 years.
That's crazy, dude. It's not as crazy as I saw an old clip with Lawrence Taylor yesterday, and they were asking him, LT, what do you remember about your draft day? And he says, not much. I drank 41 beers. 41 beers. And they asked, were you your family? And he says, no, this is my drinking buddies. Hell yeah, LT. Real one. All right, when we get back, will we drink 41 beers tonight at Don Juan? Come to find out. When we get back, let's go ahead and close out the show.
My bad.
Yeah, it's all good. Go Tommys.com. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GEAUX Tommys.com is the website if you need. You got it, guys. Windows, Doors, and Siding, okay? Trust the exterior home improvement experts at Tommy's, where you can get Hardy Planger Vinyl Siding, wood or vinyl windows, any type of door. And these are energy-efficient options that save you money on your bills. So really, they pay for themselves over time. And they give a lifetime warranty. Guys, what are we talking about here? And when you're talking about Tommy's, you're talking about a man who conducts himself with the utmost integrity, okay? And he's got decades of experience in this business, worked somebody else for multiple decades, and said, you know what, I want to start my own business. In all 8 years that Tommy's has been existent, they've taken home that Angie's Service Award. So this is a great way to bring your home to the next level, to increase its resale value if you're planning on that, or if it's already, that's your forever home, to save you money and to make it better. Go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Again, if you want to check out some of their views, GEAUXTommys.com is the place to do it. GEAUXTommys.com. Go Tommys.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Closing out the show. Again, last reminder, Don Juan tonight. Be there, be square, draft party. 104.5 crew going to be in attendance. It's going to be a ton of fun. Me and Rivers kicking it off, but we'll hear from everybody throughout the night. Ask the Bench, why did you promote Alondra's new podcast but have never mentioned Taylor's? Wow. Jeez.
I think when he first got it, we talked about it.
Yeah, the Huddle Up podcast, all things NFL. Go subscribe.
Is it year-round?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Well, has it been the last 2 weeks? No.
Okay.
Been busy.
Okay. Why would you do an NFL podcast right before the draft?
I know. Hosting shows.
I know, bro. I'm kidding. You did. Huddle Up podcast?
Yep.
So name that player, or name one player in the Huddle Up podcast. Let's go. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Who will Moscona call an inappropriate name tonight? He called Hunt a B word last year.
I mean, to be fair.
It won't be Hunt.
That, to be fair, has a lot of implications. Perfectly timed. Hashtag Ask OTB. How many beers will T-Bob drink tonight? I'm going to go for dose and drink at least 2 Dos Equis. And we'll see what else. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Ask Taylor about his fondness for mushrooms.
I hate mushrooms. They serve no purpose. They have no flavor. We got into this on Hunt's show yesterday.
They have like an umami flavor.
It's a very,
what does a
that's
mushroom
a very
taste
Hunt
like?
take to
What's
not
it taste like?
Well, it's supposed to be that umami type
fungal
flavor. Which is, another flavor profile like sweet or
what
salty.
What food group's it in?
Fungus? I don't know.
What food group is fungus?
My
Look,
only
on the
problem,
food pyramid in kindergarten that we were learning,
pyramid's
mushrooms
wrong.
weren't in there.
We know that the food pyramid.
You're not supposed to eat them.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Will T-Bob be providing his own gelding knife for the castration tonight? So my robot son T-Bot has been trying to get me to commit to cutting my nuts off live on air tonight to break the curse of Derek Carr over the New Orleans Saints.
But that wasn't your bet. You won the bet.
I know, but just as a way to get him out of here anyway.
because he played like 5 games.
I'm just wondering, would that get us banned off YouTube?
Probably.
Right? That might
A
be
live castration? I'm willing to
Yes.
bet it would.
Even
no,
a
dude,
spoof,
look,
right?
Put it behind a paywall.
Like fake
like
blood
how
and
you would
Italian
always
sausage.
like have something during whiskey and wine.
Yes, if we
Like burning the USA flag.
yeah.
That was the best one.
I still wish we could have beaten A&M, and I could have had Taylor dressed as a yell leader in my lap.
That would have been
But
so good.
alas, sometimes things are not meant to be.
Yeah, us losing that game was the only thing that prevented that.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Will y'all ever get back on Spotify? That's an Alondra question. What's the latest there?
The latest is that we're trying. I think we have to create a whole new RSS feed and get through that. I mean, I don't know.
And then would you upload to both RSS feeds, or would there just be a new?
I think I'd have to upload to both, because then if I'd made a new RSS feed for all of it, it would
then the old
create
podcast
so
would
I
be
just would make a
gone.
whole new one for just Spotify and post it to both. So, I mean,
So hopefully we'll be back, but
I'll
that
tell
sucks.
you when we are.
Yeah, we'll tell you when we are.
I'm not gonna just put it on there and not tell anybody.
Hashtag
But
Ask
you
the
can find it
Bench.
literally anywhere else.
Yeah, it's true. Where
Like
all
if you
can
want to
you
go
find
to
it?
our website and just go to Google like a normal person and do 1045ESPN.com, you can find it on 1045ESPN.com. Apple Podcasts, it's on there as well. Wherever else besides Spotify that you get a podcast, you can find Off the Bench.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. How many years did you give Kellen Moore to turn the Saints into a playoff contender?
We need to be in the playoffs next year. I'm just kidding.
I mean, what, 3?
Realistically, 3, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say at least 2, given
Yeah.
the context.
I think
even if
year
it's
3 he
disastrous,
needs to be in
but
the playoffs.
3.
Like, you have to be there year 3.
Year 3 is the play. Ask the Bench, where's Jacob Hester? He is in Lambeau. He is covering the draft for the NFL. He's up there in Wisconsin. And you can, he's in Green Bay, I should say. He's not just living in the stadium. But you
in
can check him out. Sirius XM 84. They'll be bringing you a ton of draft coverage over the next 3 days.
What if Jake relapses? Like, he eats super healthy and Jake comes back and he has like a crazy cheese curd addiction and like he can't stop.
I will say this. So Matt Flynn lived in Green Bay for a while and he loves cheese curds. And he said the merchant cheese curds are actually good. And those are the only cheese curds I've ever had. And I think they're amazing. But it was good to be validated that they
said,
are.
you mean like compared to the Wisconsin?
Yes, compared to Wisconsin cheese curds. He said the merchant does a good job.
He said it's supposed to pop in your mouth.
The cheese is like
or like
squeaky too.
squeaky. He said
cheese
squeaky is what he said.
Yeah, squeak. That's what it was.
Asked him, who will Jake watch tonight instead of Moscona? I don't know. I don't get it.
No, who will watch Jake tonight? It's a Nookie question.
Oh yeah, I know, dude. He's always fun. We all need to see Tay Tay and T-Bob's lap. I agree.
I mean,
I would
we're all
put
here.
Alondra and Taylor in my lap tonight, one on each knee. And 2 radio progeny.
You're reading children like bedtime stories.
Actually, I want you both to give me.
I would fall asleep if I was just.
I want you both to give me a lap dance at the same time. Is that an HR violation?
I think like one at a time would be easier.
I know, but that's not. I didn't ask for easy. I want it hard. Just
right.
kidding. Hey guys,
That's what lap
reminder:
dances are for.
anything you need for the weekend, get into Rouse's. Okay, you want to burrow some bugs this week, and you want to buy them already boiled. Rouse's is your one-stop shop. How about this? When you go in, grab one of those coupon booklets in the beginning. Hundreds of incredible savings to be had at the grocery store that's Louisiana from the original Brick Up. Rouse's. See y'all tomorrow.
Off the bench.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Bend Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best.